Hey.
Oh, I can't control it. Can I? I can't. Good morning. It's a little abrupt. I need to figure out a way to lower that. In 15 minutes, we'll be having Kyle on for a few minutes to talk to us about an event called One on the Loch. Is that like the loch, like where like the Loch Ness Monster lives? Registration closes in 10, 11, 12 days, I think. It's an event he's thrown there before, I believe. And anyway, I don't have to make up any details. The guy's going to come on in 15 minutes, and we will chat and hear about his event. Let me see. He's the owner. He's the affiliate owner of it's Kyle Russell. He's the affiliate owner, I believe, of Peak Fitness CrossFit in a place called North Ayrshire. Hey, by the way, do you remember when we on the show there was that post where we kind of cracked the code on the Loch Ness Monster? It's really just a giant penis. The penises of some of these large whales or animals that are in the water. They put their penises out of the water and they look just like the Loch Ness Monster. Remember that? It was a pretty cool post. So somebody, it's funny how quickly things can turn. Somebody sent me I guess it was a DM, and they said, "Hey, I've seen Every Second Counts 10 times. Can I get one of your Every Second Count shirts?" And I'm like, sure, no problem. Yeah, I'll send you a shirt. What size are you? And they said, I forget what they said, large. I said, oh, perfect. That's what I have, large, or they're medium. I can't remember. So he sends me his address, and I'm looking at it in my DMs, and I go, hey, here's my email address. Why don't you send it to my email? Because then I won't lose it, right? It'll be just sitting there in my email, and I can just grab a shirt and run over to UPS or FedEx and just be like, hey, send this to this address, please. And in the email the guy sends me, it says, hey, preferably you have a color besides black because I don't wear black. So in one sentence, it took me probably 2 seconds to read that. It went from, oh yeah, I can't wait to send you a shirt, to fuck off, I hope you get hit by a train today. Just like that. That's how quickly I just that's it. It's over. Done. You watched Our House last night? Holy shit. I'm sorry. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, Crazy Town Banana Pants. I lived on that driveway. I don't know if there's any shots in there of like a motorhome on the driveway, but that's the motorhome. I went through 3 different motorhomes while I lived there. Entitled. I'm entitled for people just to be nice to me and not say dumb things to me. Listen, the Sevan effect, friendly to hostile. Yeah. So quickly. First of all, the shirt only comes in black. It only comes in one color. It only came in one color. I need to calm down about stuff like that. I snap too easy. I could have flipped the script and like understood it a different way. I could have been like, oh, how cool. Now I don't have to send this guy a shirt because it only comes in black. That's nice. I'm glad he told me ahead of time so the shirt doesn't go to waste. Sorry, I need to close my text messages. My text messages are open on the screen, and I keep getting distracted. For today's show, you will need pencil and paper. A pen is fine. You will need something to write with, because there's gonna be a drawing lesson today, a quick drawing lesson at some point in the show, and what I'm hoping for is that you guys can draw this picture. You draw it in steps, 3 simple steps, and then you guys can make a video of you can make a video of you guys drawing the picture and then send me the video in my DMs, and then I could post them. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I couldn't believe how amazing this picture is. You draw it with like basically making 3 circles. And I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing. What the fuck? You're giving us homework? Kind of. It's more like I'm trying to use you to help me make content for my IG. I'm not in the mood for Pfizer talk, Sevi. Okay, fine. But this is a drawing lesson. A number 2 pencil would be fine. A pen, just a sheet of paper. It would be great if you could get a sheet of paper and then a pencil or pen. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then I'm going to have you draw this. And what would be even more ideal is if you could film. I don't know how you're going to do it with your iPhone, you drawing it. It's a very simple drawing. We're now part of Sevan's experience, experiments. You're part of my experience and my experiments. Malcolm Morales, holy fucking shit. I'm on a live show. Black ink. Yes, black ink would be is more than adequate. It may be even preferred. You could hold the phone in your mouth. If you can hold the phone in your mouth, I'd also like to see a video of that. And Philip Kelly, being smart, thinking ahead. We require everyone use a different color pen for inclusivity. Well, it is actually a picture of a man you're going to be drawing. So if black, oh, isn't that funny? We only draw, probably it'll only be black people. That's interesting. I never thought how, wow, I never realized how racist drawing was. It's white paper, but you only draw black people. It's like anti-white. Sevan, we do have Kyle coming on in 8 minutes. He's going to come on for a minute. I'm only letting him on for a minute. And then I'm going to kick him off. But I am curious about his event, and I do like to support events. And if I could help him get even 2 people to register, that would be great. I'm going to show you something that I'm pretty sure is going to get the show dinged. But you guys have to see it. I don't know. You guys have to see this. So here we go. This is going to be about 2 minutes long. Don't worry. This isn't any Pfizer talk. This is better. I don't know if you remember, there was a guy, Juicy Smollett. Excuse me. Oh, I'm going to lower. When I sniffle now, I'm going to lower. I thought about this morning in the shower. Instead of making you guys hear me do that gross sniffling sound, I'm going to lower the volume and sniffle and then turn it back up. There was a guy named Jesse Smollett or something in Chicago. He was an actor on that show, The Empire. And he black dude, homosexual, gay guy, black actor, Chicago, staged a stunt where he had 2 dudes jump him and call him names that made fun of the color of his skin and his preference of genitalia he liked in his mouth, and while yelling MAGA country or something. That was his shtick, right? So remember we talked about how to get attention. So he wanted to do he was going to do infamous and victim, right? Yeah, Juicy Smollett. Anyway, these dudes who were paid to fucking jump him, they were on TV recently and they told the story. It's fucking ridiculous. We live with idiots. We live with fucking complete fucking morons. I hope no one takes offense to that. Anyway, here we go. Listen to these guys talk about it. Here we go.
Take a look at this.
So we got here with 10 minutes to spare, and we had to plan our escape route to survey the land. His building is actually right here.
The title of this piece is The Anatomy of a Hoax. And so these are the 2 dudes who were paid to jump Juicy Smollett, and they're like describing the scene.
Right above the stairs that we're going to attack him at. We made sure we got there at 2 a.m. sharp.
On the dot.
We had no phones because he...
A beautiful, handsome, yoked dudes, too. Like, these dudes are fucking studs.
Did not want us to bring any phones.
Except for that nose ring.
He said, so we don't lose them. I don't know if that's really the reason. That's him. Is that him?
That's that nigga.
It's that nigga.
Get that nigga.
Oh, he's moving fast. Come on, let's get him.
Get that nigga.
Let's get him.
So that was those were the lines. Those were the lines that they said out loud as they chased him, just to, I guess, to get in character or make it authentic.
As we crossed the street, we said, hey, to get his attention.
Hey, nigga.
Hey, he turned around, looked at us, and that's when we started yelling the famous slurs he wanted us to yell. Hey,
Aren't you that Empire?
hey, Empire fat nigga.
I like how they leave the f and the n. So just so you know, I wonder if the guy who beeps that out is just trying to be so accurate with the placement of that beep that we can get a little bit, just a little bit.
MAGA country.
MAGA country. Hey, it really is. I'm starting to really understand the intersection of American black culture and rednecks. Like that guy just sounded like a redneck to me. MAGA country.
And then he said, what did you say to me? And then that's when I threw the first punch at him. And then
Can you imagine that guy, Jussie Smollett, said that? What'd you say to me?
Oh, what'd you say to me?
I threw him to the ground. And after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie.
God, wouldn't it be great if George Floyd were alive and that they could tell us that was a hoax? Wouldn't that be awesome? That was just a stunt that George Floyd and that dude pulled to get some millions. That'd be so great.
So I went like this.
Mm.
Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real.
There it is. Look at that. An authentic fucking smooch on the face.
Like he really did get his ass beat.
All right, joining us now for their first live TV interview.
And here they are, man. And look, that guy's wearing a MAGA hat, but instead of an A, it's the picture of Africa. Make Africa get great again. That's kind of cool. I think these dudes are born on that continent. The one that with all the countries between Egypt and South Africa smushed in there. Oh, let me tell you, these guys are fucking happy as shit. This interview's crazy. These guys are just fucking hot and sexy and positive and just stoked to be there with Hannity. I'm telling you, these guys are cool as shit. It's fucking ridiculous how cool they are. They're just dudes, just young dudes who made a bad decision. It happens. I want to hear all the juicy details. It looks like there's a whole fucking full-blown documentary on these guys now where they tell the whole story. I want to hear about how Juicy met him and the whole thing. It's crazy. Hey, the first 12 million times I said bad words, I didn't even know what they meant. I would just go in the bathroom with my friends in the second grade and we would say bad words. I see my kids doing that sometimes. I wish they'd go in the bathroom and do it. They don't even go in the bathroom. They just be in the backyard practicing bad words. They're the ones like they'll do stuff like they don't even know what they're doing. They don't think I'm listening. And I'll hear one of them call them like, "You bitch, idiot, dick." And I'm like, "What?" "Hey, They're like, "Sorry." I'm like, "You don't even know what I'm saying about." They're like, "You don't want us to swear." I'm like, "No, I don't want you to swear and sound like an idiot." You don't smush those three words together. Crazy. They're still working it out. You know what's funny is I watched that Chris Rock, and then I went back and watched another Chris Rock. I don't know, maybe I'm getting old. Does comedy get dated? Because I went back and watched an older one. And I didn't like him. I didn't like it so much. I didn't get excited. Okay, I'm gonna try to not show any Pfizer stuff to make homegirl happy. What's her name? Melody? Seema? No, I confused her with Seema. It's the chick from the UAE. What's that lady's name? With the black hair. You guys should take a note from her. She has like a good profile pic. She's pretty. Anyway, I forget, but I'm gonna try to. I'll try to know. Oh, Melissa, thank you, Eric. Melissa Odier. What kind of name is that? And Melissa, if you leave the show, if you're checking out, you let me know because I got to get some Pfizer talking. You know, I got to. Okay, here we go. Look at this. This is great. Well, look at this, and then I think Kyle from Loch Ness Monster CrossFit is coming on. This is when your son gets upset in the Division II wrestling semifinals. This is nuts. This is a special kind of mom right here. Look at this. This is her son. This is her son. Maybe I should leave the audio. This is her son wrestling here. Watch this. Oh, can you guys hear it? I can't hear it. Oh, wait, here we go.
That's unfortunate to see, but this is what happens here, Jim.
Yeah,
There's so much at stake here.
The memories
parents are
are
just
last a
Dude.
lifetime.
Mom,
And her glasses did not survive that match.
her son gets pinned, and look at the
And that's
mom.
unfortunate.
She takes her.
That's
Look at
unfortunate to see, but this is
holy
what happens
smokes.
here, Jim.
Yeah,
There's so much at stake
Holy
the memories
smokes.
are
Just as
last a
engaged.
lifetime.
This is crazy.
And her glasses did not
I don't know if
survive
you can
that
see
match.
this, Kyle,
Oh,
but look how
And that's
upset this
unfortunate.
lady is.
here. That's unfortunate to see, but this is
Can you
this is
see
what
that,
happens
Kyle?
here, Jim.
Yeah.
There's so much at stake
Her son
here.
lost the wrestling match, and
memories
she
are
takes her
last a
glasses off and just
lifetime.
just
And
rips
her
them to
glasses
pieces.
did not survive that match.
Oh my goodness.
And that's unfortunate.
Okay, this is
That's
getting out of control.
unfortunate
Did
to see,
you
but
see, Samantha?
this
Did you
is
see
the-
guests
this is
just came
the-
on? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to comment on the wrestling video.
Okay, fine. You're a girl. I thought for
really
sure you.
quick.
Yeah, please, no. Take your time. Kyle's working on his tan. We'll let Kyle work on his tan while you talk. Go ahead.
I'm the same girl from yesterday that called too about the Iceland thing. And anyways,
Oh yes. Why? How come there's no kids with? They've cracked the code on Down syndrome babies in Iceland. Yes.
yeah. Okay, so anyways, I'm from Iowa. This is a Iowa wrestling video. Okay,
Yeah.
this is huge news in our state. But this young man that got pinned, I think it was last weekend. He was set to be a 4-time national champion, and he was set to win this match. And the fact that he got reversed and pinned in the last couple of seconds of that match was like one of the biggest upsets in wrestling history. So
Well, hey,
and the
you're
mom-
telling me this happened 2 days ago? This lady looks like she's from 1942. What look kind of look is that? Look at her sweater and her glasses and her hair. This is 2 days ago in Iowa. Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
don't be hating on the mama. She's supporting her son. Her heart was broken. I can only imagine how I would feel if that was my child. And you know what? How lovely to have a parent care that much, right?
Okay,
There's lots
fine.
of deadbeat
Fine.
parents out there that
Yes.
don't care at all.
You're absolutely
All right.
right. How dare I? You know what?
Just
You're right. Thank you.
Spends all the time taking her son around for wrestling that she has to knit her own clothes.
What did Kyle just say, Samantha? Do you speak what he
It
speaks?
sounded like a bunch of garble.
What did oh no. Kyle, what country are you from?
I'm from Scotland.
He's from Scotland.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Wish me luck, Samantha.
Have a great show. Bye.
Thank you. God, I so much rather talk about abortions and Down syndrome in Iceland and CrossFit. But I will shift gears. Kyle, thanks for doing this, by the way.
No, thanks for having me. It's really appreciated. Mate.
I know this was super last minute, and I just sent you the text
It's all good.
last night. It's funny because when I sent you the text, I knew you'd be asleep, and I was like, "Oh shit, I got to check my text right when I wake up, and maybe we can get this scheduled in."
Yeah, it's good. It's all good. Can you hear me clearly enough? Yeah.
I can. Your accent is very strong.
I promise this is my poshest and slowest voice that I can put on. This is me really trying.
Okay,
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I appreciate. I love posh. I'm wearing my like $2,800 wooden spectacles made of old skateboards. So do posh for me. Hey, so you're the owner of CrossFit Peak or CrossFit
Yeah, Peak Fitness CrossFit.
Peak Fitness CrossFit. I keep wanting to say Peak Fitness 360. That's the gym in Florida, right?
No idea.
Oh, okay, good. Good answer. Great answer. Great answer. And how long have you owned Peak Fitness CrossFit?
We only Opened September 1st, so it's been crazy. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
30. Wow.
Something.
Good on you. And you opened a gym and you're already doing. Is this the first of this event? This
So back I had a small gym which I opened in like 2018, just literally next to the house.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, just next to the house, and it was just like a personal training studio. I would have myself and like 3 others in there. And then I was kind of like at that point in my life where I was like, man, I want to do something big, like make a step up. And it was between opening an affiliate and starting a big event. And at that point in time, I couldn't figure out where to open the affiliate, and where I was looking to open it was where exactly I wanted to put it was too expensive. And I was like, how am I going to manage this? I didn't have the even though I've always been self-employed and had my own businesses, I wasn't at the point where I was ready to do that. And at that point, I thought event was something that was more manageable. Like, although there's a lot to it, if you are pretty organised and can write lists and just work your way through lists, that seemed more manageable. So that was the route that I went down to try and do the event. So I started the event, the company in like October 2019. And for the first year, this is the gym, the first year was supposed to be 2020, and obviously then COVID and the lockdowns knocked that into touch. So we didn't end up having it in 2020, but we planned it, and I waited pretty much to the last minute before I finally cancelled it. Like a lot of other events had cancelled much earlier on, and I waited until basically we went into full lockdown and people couldn't go until we cancelled the event. But we just kept it running until the next year, just postponed it. And then the first year as the festival was 2021. And then so this year will be the third year as the festival for Win the Love.
The third year of the festival. And was it a CrossFit event when it first started?
It's always been, a functional fitness CrossFit
okay.
event.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just not going to call it that, but yeah.
Hey, isn't it crazy, dude, that you're are you in that building where that red dot is right now?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah, you're there, and I can't even get me in the map over here. I'm all the way over here.
Yeah. I used to live in California myself, like for a very short time.
For how long?
Just like a year.
What year was? Oh, and where?
Just across the border from Reno, like Northern California.
Okay. Oh, Tahoe?
Yeah, near there. Yeah, just because we were I was playing football over there, or soccer. This is when I was many years ago when I was 18.
What this event does it have a qualifier?
Yeah, so the qualifiers are going to come out April 1st. So literally we have a week on Saturday until the qualifiers come out, and the deadline for people to register is like the day before, so the Friday. So a week on Friday is when the deadline is. Yeah.
So that's coming up very soon. There's like only 10 days left to register.
10 days to register. Yeah, and it's honestly so well set up for my voice is pretty gone from the quarterfinals, so I've not got much of a voice. But it's perfectly situated for people who want to come across from America, from Europe. In fact, in year one, when we first set the event up, we had so many people sign up from America, Australia, New Zealand, all over Europe, people from all over to come, because like Scotland is known as being like the most beautiful country in the world, and there was just nothing here that was utilising what we had. And when I first set the event up, there was the Sanctuary season at that point. So the Sanctuary season, there was Reykjavik, they were using their mountain where they would run up the volcano. There was Norwegian CrossFit Challenge, and they had people going up the ski slope. Dubai had people out in the desert. We had the Chinese Asian CrossFit Challenge. They had like a Chinese implement that they used. There was all these countries that were doing something that was really specific to to their country, and using that as a kind of highlight for the competition.
Yeah.
And Scotland, just like we're known as the most beautiful country in the world, and yet there was nothing here. The only event at the time was one that was indoors, and yet so I'm an outdoor person myself. I'm always in the mountains all 4 seasons, and so I just wanted to use something that was in the mountains. I love Loch Lomond, which is It's like the biggest freshwater body of water in the UK. It's Loch Lomond. It's a big, well-known loch or lake in Scotland. But as much as it seems like you're in the middle of nowhere, you're right in the shadow of the mountains. You've got the mountains on one side, you've got the loch there. At the same time, like, it's really, really accessible. So you're only like 35 minutes from the international airport at Glasgow in terms of drive, and then like 45 minutes from Glasgow Central Station, like train station. So the actual logistics of the event and how accessible it is perfectly made for international athletes and people traveling across to come and compete. So, you know, you literally feel like you're in the Highlands in the middle of nowhere, but it's still pretty easy to get to.
What's it mean that it's a licensed CrossFit event? What does that mean?
I don't even know. It's just like you have, so similar to when you affiliate your gym, it's very similar. So there was a bit of a lengthy process to go through. We had to sort of show previous years, show what we'd done previously, show like the logistics, show how accessible it actually was to get there. We had to show all that kind of stuff, and then just show some of our programming and bits and pieces. And then CrossFit HQ just looked at it, and then if you get accepted, they would then give you like a contract, and it basically means you're just similar to like with your gym, you're allowed to use the name and you know, have it as a CrossFit license event. It's on the CrossFit Games website, so you can go on and look through all the license events. But it is very similar to like affiliating your gym in terms of you pay a fee to be licensed, and then you can use the CrossFit name.
So people will register now, and then the qualifier will be from the 1st to the 21st.
Yeah.
And then basically straight from there, then you'll know who actually gets an invite, and then basically you fly out to Scotland in the second week of July and get it on. Can you give us any idea what the qualifier looks like? How many workouts it is?
Yeah, so there's one will come out each first and 21st, 3 weeks. So there's one event will come out, or one qualifier will come out every week, but you still have the full 3 week period to do the 3 qualifiers. There's actually going to be 4 scores, so it's three workouts, 4 scores. I was actually speaking to Taylor Self, and he was saying that he was quite keen to pick it apart, pick the qualifiers apart. So I'm happy for him to do that if he wants. But I think the actual qualifying events and the programming that are at the festival are really unique, and I think that's one of the main things that's so good about it. Like, if you think about some events, like, to be honest with you, we are not set up to make money. Like, as an event, we are an individual competition. All athletes compete over 2 days, and that was something that was really keen to do, was to make sure, like, whether you're scaled, intermediate, RX athlete, no matter what level you're at, you will still complete 6 or 7 events across 2 days. And so in that sense, yeah, like, the programming is really it allows us to then do some more single modality tests. So like year 1, we had like a mountain trail run. So they ran up one of the mountains nearby, like halfway up the mountain, and came back down. So just a mountain trail run is the first event. Like, it's really hard to test, to do something like that single modality, if you only have, 3 tests in a weekend. So we have like 6 or 7 tests across the weekend, and so that we can really test everything. And the qualifiers themselves, I kind of see them as part of the overall programming. So if you look at like the 3 or 4 workouts in the qualifiers, they're very much testing you inside the box, and then everything that we do is testing you outside the box. We also had 2021, the festival, we had like an open water swim and kayak event, and then
open swim and kayak event.
Yeah, so we had open water swimming and kayak. So
that's in the same water where the Loch Ness Monster is?
No, that's Loch Ness.
Oh, okay.
That's a different loch. Okay. Yeah, Loch Lomond. Yeah, so it was like 400 meter open water swim, come in, grab a kayak, and then do like a 600 meter kayak. And then the year later, Dave done that at the games, done a kayak at the games, so that was pretty cool. And then we did, that same year, we did like a sandbag clean ladder. So we had like 5 different sandbags, and just as fast as you could run through them, all the way down. And then obviously now we had the sandbag clean ladder at the games last year, which was pretty cool. So it's pretty cool to see some of the stuff that we're doing is in line with.
What are those dates too close to the games? Why did you pick those dates?
I was speaking to someone this the other day. It's really hard for us to find a time, because Scotland is not the warmest place in the world, that you can do the type of events that we do outside of the summer. It's really got to be in the summer. The only thing we could do would be make it slightly earlier or slightly later, but the games are in August. And then if you made it June, it's still very unlikely that anyone would want to compete at our event that's qualified for the games. So really, we are looking at that tier below athletes who maybe would go to semi-finals and then not make it to the games. So they do that, I think, around about May time. And then if they don't qualify for the games from semis, then it gives them a summer competition to compete at. So more like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm excited for your event. Please stay in touch. Is there anything you'd like to add before I send you back to Scotland?
I'm pretty sure I will come off of this and be kicking myself that I forgot so many things to mention. But yeah, like if anyone wants to come across and compete, like do the qualifiers. I'm sure you'll have fun doing the qualifiers. There's really cool events, and there's one specific qualifier which I was speaking to Taylor about, and I've never seen this before in any qualifier or any competition, and it's not like a gimmicky thing either. It's an interesting test, and I think people will enjoy hitting it. So even just doing the qualifiers, you'll have great fun, and then when if you qualify, then yes, it will be the best weekend you'll have for a long time, because coming to Scotland, and from where we are, you're really well situated. You can just hire a car, hire a camper van, head north, and just go around the Highlands, and there's so much to do.
Kyle, when the workouts come out and there is that workout with that programming that you were highlighting right there, will you send that to me?
I will, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for coming on, and good luck with your event.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us on, mate. Cheers.
All right, cheers, brother. Starting fun to send Souza for the live stream. Heidi, we have no clue what he's saying. Hey, you know what it is too? If you have an accent that's different than the one I'm used to hearing, is it that hard for him to understand me also? I mean, that I have to really concentrate. If I'm not concentrating, I don't hear what he's saying. Anyone else see Ariel Lowen, what she posted just now? Whoa, what a total fucking babe. Oh, I can't wait to see that later. I'll be there. I'll call in. Oh, what do you mean? You're going to the event? Awesome. How about that? I just see the word lock, and I think it's just where the Loch Ness Monster is. What are locks? Don't canals have locks? Isn't that where like boats go and then the water changes height and then you move to the next lock? Isn't that what those are? Is that what that is in Scotland also? I don't know. Anyway, the event looks cool. Took slight offense to the fact that he called Scotland the most beautiful place on earth, but I'll let him get away with that. It's fine. Thank you for your money. It's a lake. So that's their word for lake. Let me close some of these windows. Yeah. Okay. So where were we? So Sam called, and so Iowa. That guy was going to win his fourth national championship and break some sort of record. And he had a mom who loved him so much. My backyard. Listen, my backyard is so fucking beautiful. So that guy's mom was pissed. Dude, she mangled her sunglasses. She had a sweater from like 1940. That hair. She used the same product that Eazy-E used in his hair. Can you believe that? I wonder if I wonder what the kid's name is who beat him. That kid's probably going to start a crazy legacy now. He wasn't going to win the championships in that match. It said it was the semifinals. Oh, so he got knocked out even early. Jeez. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, she had the soul glow in her hair. Ariel Lowen is the fittest mom until Tia's kid is born. That's true. Did you guys go get paper and pencil? Did you guys do that? You have to do that. Everyone needs paper and pencil, and you could, or a pen, or you could draw it on an iPad, or you could draw it on your phone. You just need to be able to draw what I'm about to show you. I'm going to draw it too. I'm going to draw it on the back of my notes here, and we're gonna have a little drawing class. I'm going to play this video a few times. It walks us through like drawing something, and then you guys can video yourself drawing this, and then DM me the video short. Keep it short. Don't send me something stupid. You know, I have to watch this stuff and look at the stuff you guys send me. So people send me like an hour and 20-minute documentary. They're like, Sevan, you'll like this. How about tell me, oh, Sevan, at the 32-minute mark, there's a girl who shows her boobs. Like I'm going to watch something that's an hour and 20 minutes that you sent me. Like, come on. Give me a break. Usually when I'm looking through at my DMs, there's like kids like trying to punch me and shit and grab me and choke me out. Oh, how to change the light. So go get pencil and paper. Let's see. I spoke to Athena yesterday, and she said I have to put it under, like way back here. I have to hold it like an inch away from the, and push the button. But I'm trying. It doesn't seem to work. No, doesn't look like it's working. I'm trying to switch it to yellow. I know I didn't figure it out. And I'm afraid if I fuck with this thing too hard, it'll fall off the wall because I used anchors. I didn't find a stud. Nope, nada. Anyway, it's cool. Why? Blue's cool. I'm cool with it. Dr. Seuss Gaming. Now do that to those green goggles on your cranium. Oh, and like change these to. These are actually you can see here the edges. These are just layered pieces of wood made from old skateboards. This was bought at for those of you familiar with Beverly Hills, these were bought at the glass shop across the street from the Montage. Yes, I said it. I never wear these. I can't stand these, actually, to be honest with you. But I will tell you this, because I wear them so infrequently, the glass is insane on them. There's no scratch. It's not a single scratch. It's like brand new glasses. And they tint when I go outside. They go black, which probably makes them look a little bit cooler. But I do think that when I wear colored glasses like this, it makes me look like I take the cock. Dr. Seuss Gaming, thank you for the $5. Okay, listen. Here we go. Okay, so get your pencil and paper out. We're going to do this together. And then you guys can video this. This is a very simple drawing. I saw this and I was so excited. I had to show this to my wife like 4 times before she could figure out what the drawing was. That was a little weird. That made me a little nervous. But here we go. So you got to get your pen, your paper, okay? And then I'm going to play it a few times, so don't panic like if you don't get it the first time. We're going to hit play on this, and we're just going to draw. You're going to make a circle, and then another circle like a snow. Oh, no. You're going to make the letter G. Oh, shit. I already screwed it up. See that? Okay, let's try. I'm going to try again. So an O. And then right next to it, you make a G, like gangster. And then next to that, you make a C, OGC. And then in the first O, you put some I's. Oh, yeah, I did it. And it's a guy you see that? Oh, no, you can't see mine. I'm going to have to make mine really big with a marker. Here we go. Let's see. What is this? Is this a giant? What is this? Oh, shit. Look at that. Oh, okay. Look at it. I have a huge Sharpie here. Okay, so I'm going to make a giant circle here. And then And then you make a O and then a G right next to it. And then right next to the G, touching that kind of that leg on the G, you make a C. And then you put two I's up in the O. Yeah, look at. Oh, mine turned out good. Look at. There you go. It's pretty cool. It's probably going to be a homeschooling project for my. Look at this Sharpie's crazy. This is one of those things. This is how I know I have issues. This is one of those things. It's like I would get something like this, like the crazy Sharpie that has like the push action that retracts and then something that slides it up. And I would never use it because I thought it was too cool and I didn't want to use it all up. And then now I finally use it after I've had it for 3 years and the ink's all fucked up in it. It's like I was like that with stickers when I was a little kid. I never wanted to stick a sticker because then it would be gone forever. Okay, so that's a first. That's 800 shows in, and that's the that's 800 shows in. I want a shirt with that on it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, thank you, Jody. Please send me your artwork. Adolescent Frosty. Yeah, I guess I could see that. Adolescent Frosty the Snowman. But the 800 shows in, and that's kind of the first drawing lesson. First drawing lesson. Okay, no Pfizer shit. At some point, I'm guessing. God, I hope. At some point, I'm guessing and I hope that when we pass into eternity and we become the light and enter into the holy space, at some point, when we pass into eternity, enter the light and enter into the holy space, do those three things kind of point at it? We're going to have to go beyond forgiveness into 100% acceptance. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I'm not a big fan of the word forgiveness. It still feels like I'd be holding on to something. I don't like forgiveness. We're going to have to accept. And there's some crazy shit that we kind of think is a big deal while we're here on planet Earth, right? Murder, killing, rape, all that shit. But I was thinking last night, like at some point, like to leave, there's got to be some sort of acceptance. In those Star Wars movies, at the end of those Star Wars movies, when all those guys are like up in space, like looking down at the characters, the good guys and the bad guys are all together, right? Like there's like Darth Vader up there and Luke, and they're all just hanging out. Like they transcend it, right? It's like they're looking down, being like, that we were just in the narrative and now we're out of the narrative and we're all good. It's okay. It was all just a story. Oh shit. Shooter McGavin already has it in my DMs. Do you guys want to see his? Let me see if I can pull it up. Wow, that was fast. How do I go to my DMs? I go to my home. Modern technology. This is crazy. How do I work my? Oh. I'm trying to work my Instagram. I don't even know where I go to my messages. Oh, it's on the left here. Okay. I don't see it, dude. I don't see it. Oh, maybe it came in as oh, I see it. Holy shit, I see it. Holy shit, I see it. It says, wow, you're never going to fucking believe this, dude. It said image is blurred to protect wow. Oh, it said image is blurred. Oh, and you got your shirt off. This is fun. It said image is blurred to protect me. Let me see if I can. Oh, shoot. I'm not going to be able to make it too big. Okay. Anyway, here, I'm going to share here. So here we got Shooter McGavin doing it. Let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Dude, that's a cool room. Did you paint that wall orange yourself? I see people's rooms like that and I want to go in there and touch their shit. Like, what's in there? In that box. Look at, and that looks like protein powder. Come over for a protein. Milk and some protein powder. Oh, you even got the Sharpie. I'm hearing audio. Oh yeah, there is audio even. Look. That's not, you asshole. That's not it. It wasn't a free drawing class, dude. It wasn't a free drawing class at all. Man, that really was my posh voice. If we had a conversation full pace, it would be like we were speaking in another language. Dude, what are you talking about? It really is like speaking another language. Hey, I think if you had a better mic, I mean, obviously you don't do podcasts for every day, but if you had a mic that was closer to your mouth, it would be significantly easier. The echo doesn't help. That's for sure. The mountains out, Daniel Garrity, the mountains outside of Los Angeles are getting another foot of snow. They just dug themselves out after weeks from the first storm. I know, it's crazy. It's storming at my house again. I was actually going to talk about that. I can't believe it's fucking raining again. Well, our first guy has failed the art class, but it was still nice to see. Nice to do community event where we can all come together and draw the same picture. I'm closing windows in my browser, and I just closed the window of the guy with the giant hog that flops around in his pants. Saving that. Okay. Acceptance, forgiveness. At some point, man, keep remembering that all the most heinous shit I suspect we're going to have to accept. I don't know what that means by accept. Don't get all crazy. We were following kind of that story about the DA in Manhattan that's trying to press charges against Donald Trump, the former president. You know, so basically what we learned yesterday from people in the chat is there was this chick, Stormy Daniels, who was a prostitute, and it sounds like Trump banged her. I'm not sure if he paid for it or if he got it like if it was a pro bono boning. But anyway, he boned her, and then he gave her money to shut up, to not talk about his penis, and she accepted the money, I think. And then somehow they went to court and they had some sort of fight, and she lost, and she ended up having to pay him $300,000. But somewhere in that money exchange, Trump misfiled that money that he paid her on his taxes. And if he did it on purpose, that could be a felony and he could go to jail for some sort of tax evasion shit. That's the spirit of what I'm saying. You guys, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the guy's name with the giant. I don't know his name with the giant hog. Sorry. You could go back and look in the show. There'll be other giant. There's another giant hog coming on the show today. You'll see. Someone sent me a video. It's not nearly as good as that other one. Matter of fact, this one's kind of offensive, to be honest with you. I didn't realize I'm not as open-minded as I thought. I guess it does matter who the hog's attached to, but we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, this is so what I'm thinking is that Trump lives in Florida. And so they asked the governor of Florida, this DeSantis cat, hey, are you going to get involved in this? What if New York asks you to extradite the Trumper? And this is what he says. And I just thought it was cool just to follow this up. It's kind of long, but it's I think it's worth it. And this guy's kind of cool, this DeSantis dude.
And if you have any role in it, if charges are brought on him, will you have any role in extradition to New York?
So I've seen rumors swirl. I have not seen any facts yet, and so I don't know what's going to happen.
And there have been some, this DeSantis cat, he's a Republican from Florida, and Trump has been talking shit about him over the last 6 months. So, you know, if DeSantis had a bone to grind with Trump, now would be the time. He could easily just be like, yeah, he's a fucking asshole. We're putting him on a bus and sending him up there. Well, let's see how he handles it.
But I do know this, the Manhattan district attorney is a Soros-funded prosecutor. And so he, like other Soros-funded prosecutors, they weaponize their office to impose a political agenda on society at the expense of the rule of law and public safety. He has downgraded over 50% of the felonies to misdemeanors. He says he doesn't want to even have jail time for the vast, vast majority of crimes. And what we've seen in Manhattan is we've seen the crime rate go up, and we've seen citizens become less safe. And
if you don't know about George Soros, you should at least go on YouTube and watch there's some documentaries on there about him, like 10 to 30 minutes long, and you should watch them. You should at least know who he is. He single-handedly is a reason why you should never vote Democrat. Like, once you know someone like him exists in the party, you should either like start your own party or switch to Libertarian or Republican. He's a really bad man that no one could ever fucking possibly justify his deeds. And I urge you even to try to find anything positive or good about him. It is crazy that someone like him even exists, to be honest. He makes that Klaus Schwab guy look like a fucking angel. He is a fucking, yeah. He's not, no joke. Matt Burns is what he's saying. Matt Burns here is saying he's a Nazi collaborator, but what's crazy is he's a Jew. You have to look into him. His history is fascinating. It's fascinating. You won't get, like, I watched it and enjoyed, like, just from a documentary historical perspective. Yeah, he helped round up the Jews in Austria. Now, granted, he was a 14-year-old boy when he did that. But man, you should learn who he is, George Soros. He's kind of, what's weird is he's one of the left's darlings, in the sense that they use what the right knows about him, the left uses to say that the right is crazy, if you could follow that. But he is a fucking piece of work, this guy. And he is a menace to society. And from what I've heard, his son is much worse. Okay, here we go. Back to DeSantis. So DeSantis is saying that basically, and there's all sorts of politicians who were funded. George Soros has a shitload of money, and George Soros puts his plants in office all over the country. He basically does exactly what China wishes they could do.
And so you're talking about this situation with, and look, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to is that if you have a prosecutor who is ignoring crimes happening every single day in his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments, that's an example of pursuing a political agenda and weaponizing the office. And I think that that's fundamentally wrong. I also think.
And for those of you who don't know, New York is in complete fucking chaos. New York is following just right down the line of Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles. It is complete fucking shitholeville. And what's crazy is that it wasn't 10 years ago. 20 years ago was fucking amazing. So it was a shithole when I was a little kid, and then they had this mayor that I was raised to hate, Rudy Giuliani, and he basically empowered the cops, and they completely cleaned the city up. It could still be pretty hard in the subway, but now it really is like the movie Escape from New York. It's fucking nuts.
It's important to point out when you're talking.
And instead of cleaning up New York, he's going after Trump, which is just bizarre.
About these Soros-funded prosecutors, yes, they may do a high-profile politicized prosecution, and that's bad, but the real victims are ordinary New Yorkers, ordinary Americans in all these different jurisdictions, that they get victimized every day because of the reckless political agenda that these Soros DAs bring to their job. They ignore crime and they empower criminals, and that hurts people, hurts a lot of people every single day. These Soros district attorneys are a menace to society, and I'm just glad that I'm the only governor in the country that's actually removed one from office during my tenure.
He's not joking. They are a menace. Hey, Kyle, listen, this guy, Sean Lenderman, nailed it. We enjoyed you. We just love to bitch, kind of an American tradition. Yeah, dude, we're just busting your balls. Listen, we love accents. We hate you guys because our girls just want to bone you, anyone with an accent. At least that's what we think. So don't worry. We're just busting your balls.
And in terms of we are not involved in this, won't be involved in this. I have no interest in getting involved in some type of manufactured circus by some Soros DA.
Well, there it is. Good on DeSantis. Trump or DeSantis, 2024. I don't know. Maybe someone else will come up too. There was this. I can't believe how much I respect Trump compared to what I thought about him just 5 years ago. It's fucking nuts. There was I got a video here where someone's talking about him that I thought was interesting. That was an update on Trump. Is that what that was? That was the DeSantis video? Yeah. Oh no, Melissa. Oh no. I gotta show you this. Sorry. I gotta show you guys this. This is crazy. I believe Trump will win in 2024 over DeSantis, but I love them both. AZZ999. Thank you. Okay. Melissa, I'll try not to say the P word, but here we go. Enjoy this, guys. This is in Los Angeles 2 days ago. This is live, dude. This is a big station in LA, Los Angeles. Look at the size of this Asian lady's head. I remember when only Fox, only the right-wing stations had hot chicks. Now look at all these stations have chicks with big tits and giant heads. It's funny. That looks like a fucking horrible job being a news anchor. Let me see if I can make this full screen so you guys can see this. Let me see. Okay, you guys ready? So this is live. This is live. God, I don't know if passing out's the right word, dude. I don't know if passing out's I don't know if passing out's the right word. Here we go.
Count News at 7 on CBS, streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Rachel Kim. And I'm
Rachel Kim, big old dome. She kind of like is ruining my theory that big heads mean you're hot. The hair is too perfect. It's just too perfect. She needs something.
Michelle Medina in for Sheba, who is ready for some sunshine. I know I am. Let's start off with a check of your next weather with meteorologist.
So here's the meteorologist. How long does it take to make your hair like that every morning? So what I do with my hair is I just jump out of the shower and I aggressively dry it as fast as I can with a towel, but obviously I can't dry it. There's too much. And then I just start running my fingers through it and push it back.
Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson. She joins us live in the studio. Alyssa, this really is the calm before the storm.
Not again. No. Oh.
You know, we're going to go ahead and go to break right now.
Yeah.
They know. Watch this Kim chick on the right in the blue dress with the giant head. Watch. Well, there's a couple things to watch here. Look at this chick's eyes. Look at her eyes. Bye-bye. Up and inside. I guarantee you there's some like neuro person who knows exactly what happened to her right there. Hey, does she know already Like, do you know, like when you know you're gonna throw up, like watch her hands. Even.
Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson.
Okay, she looks down. That's what you do, right? She's like, I know. Is that real, Melissa? You're not supposed to be here. Go somewhere. Do something. This is P word shit, F word shit. You know, like when you're sick and you're like, all your attention starts going inward, like you think you're going to throw up, and all of a sudden kind of the rest of the world goes away, and you're kind of like the Terminator. You start taking diagnostics everywhere. It's like that whenever I have to take a shit. My hand will start tingling. It took me a while to figure that out, but my fingers will start tingling. It must be somewhere like the deuce is like pushing on my spine or something. Like you're like, okay, something's happening here. And like your mouth will start watering, and you'll be like, something's happening here. And you kind of like everything comes inward. You're like prepping. Okay. Time to do a full fucking diagnostics check. I knew you'd love that, Mason. Your hands ever tingle when you have to take a fat deuce? Hey, it took me a while. It just started a couple of years ago. And it was crazy. In the beginning, I would tell my wife, I don't feel good. Something's not right. Yeah, tingling hand pooping syndrome. It's crazy. I kind of like it now. It's like my spidey sense. But look, watch what she does here with her hands. Watch this. Watch this.
She joins us live in the studio.
Okay, she just leans forward. Her shifts all of her weight. Something's coming up. Something's going on.
Alyssa, this really is the calm before the storm.
And then they think she's joking. Like she's like, oh my God, we've had enough rain. Oh. But she's not. She's not joking. She is not joking. We don't wait to feel the tip. Oh, you mean like if you're prairie dogging? Oh, poop is pushing on your vagus nerve. I don't have a vagus nerve. I'm a dude. What are you talking about? I don't have a vagus nerve. I don't have nothing in my body starts with a VAG. That's how masculine I am. That's how straight I am. Firefighters get called a lot by people who pass out pooping. No shit. Wow. Anyway, so she goes down.
Yeah.
And you see how shoddy the fucking set is, right? Like it kind of exposes the flimsiness of the set.
The storm.
Not again.
Kind of pops up there.
Oh.
And then look at this Asian lady's panicking.
You know, we're going to
He's going to run over there because that chick is only like 15 feet away from them, right? And another set, like just off camera.
Break right now.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Count News at 7 on CBS, streaming
fucking
on.
Crazy. Maybe, hey, holy shit. Maybe I need to stop being such a fucking right-wing conspiracy nut and just realize that she had to take a deuce. And that's why she passed out. Dean Phillips, that's a nice profile picture. Vasovagal syncope. Vasovagal syncope. My mom will call me later and tell me how to pronounce this. Occurs when you faint because your body overreacts to certain triggers, such as the sight of blood or extremely emotional distress. God, I just call that being a pussy. Just change that in quotes to "you're a bitch." I think Souza almost passed out when he saw Andrew Hillard getting blood work done at a CA Hormones, where you too can get free blood work if you live in California, and a free doctor's consult. All you have to use is the code word Sevan. I'm not joking. He literally spelled it out for you. Oh, you mean like wrote it so like I could pronounce it? Like did that dictionary shit? Okay, fine. Vasovagal syncope. Vasovagal syncope. Syncope. Coopy. No, fuck you. I ain't doing that. Doing my own way. There you are. There you are, Joey. So she got vagined. Anyway, I'm going to go with she fucking is Los Angeles. It's the Hive. I guarantee you that they are all no, maybe a shit stroke, but I'm going to say that it's related to the news anchor collapses live in Los Angeles. Keeping you guys up to speed on the news. Here, this is a fucking God. This lady is dope. Why don't we get this lady for president? This lady is off the hook. This lady is amazing. She says something here that like sums it all up. She sums it all up. This is Tulsi Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard. And she's hot and she works out. And she used to be a Democrat. That's why I trust her. Because you know what happens is those of us who used to be Democrats, when we switch, we're kind of excited to be like, we don't want to lose the truth because we're so excited by it. So we don't swing over to full fucking right-wing banana fucking crazy land. We're just like, yeah, we know that you over there are fucked up and we're going to tell you why. And I like her. She's dope. This chick's dope.
Celebrated International Women's Day last week. I was scrolling through social media, seeing, what are people saying about it? And you saw a lot of nice flowery words coming from a lot of people in Washington, celebrating women and all the women have accomplished over the years, and all these great, inspiring examples of women leaders throughout our time. We know the hypocrisy there. You ask them what is a woman, and they can't answer the question.
That's totally fair. You ask them what a woman is and they can't answer the question. That's totally fair.
And one of the people they chose to honor in the White House on International Women's Day was not a woman at all. It was a biological male.
Completely honest. And I think what she said right there would trigger some people, which is bizarre to me. Like, if you're triggered by the truth, you probably shouldn't be in office. She's kind of hot. Are you kind of? Dude.
There are two.
If that's really a gray hair streak in the front and she didn't dye it black, I trust her like fucking no other. I trust her with a fucking mallet and my penis out. Like, this is like real human shit. Yeah, I'd fucking vote for. I'd vote if she ran. How about that? And she's so calm. She's the opposite of the orange-haired dude who I like. I like him.
Major points here. Number one is there is no greater expression of hatred and hostility towards women than to try to erase our existence as a category of people and to minimize us to being a construct of anyone's imagination.
That's it. She nailed it. That's why I'm telling you there's no such thing as gender, and stop playing that fucking game. Stop playing that fucking game with the left, you fucking retards who are conflating the word sex and gender. There's no one. I need to rewind that. Women are not a construct of anyone's imagination. Well, unless you're masturbating, then they're a construct of your imagination. But besides that, it's not a construct of anyone's imagination. It's defined. There's some components, chromosomes and vaginas and ovaries. It's not a construct of anyone's imagination, not the Amish, not you fucking Christians, not these fucking retard fucking liberals. It's no one's construct. You Christians are just as bad by taking shit and forcing it on women in terms of their identity. You're just as fucking bad. You're doing it. Stop it. I bet you could find somewhere in your Bible that you're blasphemizing. Is that a word? Blasphemizing women. It's not any of your constructs. It is. And this word woman is to signify that is. It allows us to point at it. Yeah, it's God's construct. Thank you, Hartle. Yeah, it's God's construct. Exactly. No one else's. And they're and by doing that, they like she said, they're fucking erasing women. Now, at some point, don't forget, when we die, we're gonna have to accept this whole narrative. to pass into the great holy space of the light. Yeah, blaspheming. Yeah, it's blaspheming. It's fucking crazy. People are fucking nuts. I love her. I love the way she's just saying this. Great skin, too. God,
And the second thing that doesn't...
Hey, there's nothing over the top about her except how normal she is. She's so over the top normal. Just like nice looking, like just straight fucking like when you look at even Trump, there's like some like facade going on, right? It's like he's a kind of like a caricature. This bitch is just normal.
Get talked about often enough as we are looking at this insanity is that by rejecting the objective truth that there is such a thing as a woman, they are rejecting the existence of objective truth as a whole.
Oh my God. How good is she? How good is she? I don't think you can Sarah Palin her. I don't think you can Sarah Palin this chick. I don't know, man. Hey, I think people will come out hard for her. I think if you attack her, people will not be. I think that I don't think the right's going to tolerate that. I think it will get vicious if people attack her. I think people. I think she's worth fighting for. What do you guys think? I think she's crazy worth fighting for. If you argue, if we go along with this insanity of that there's an objective truth of what a woman is, then you're fucking arguing against objective truth as a whole. I mean, she's like, and the only reason why people can't do the objective truth thing, and we've talked about this endlessly on this show, is you can't tell the difference between your thoughts and reality. You're conflating reality with your thoughts. And reality is this coffee cup. My thoughts are that it tastes good. That's not a reality. Sorry, Gabe. Paper Street Coffee is great. Use the code word Sevan and get something good percentage off. And don't spell out street. It's Paper ST Coffee. Paper Street Coffee. Paper ST Coffee. If the code word doesn't work, you're on the wrong site. You understand that? Don't like tell your mom right now, go buy $100 worth of coffee and that's from the wrong place. That's happened before. It breaks my heart. Yeah, fine. You point Will Durness. Fine. It's a beverage cup. Yeah, exactly. These signifiers can be anything.
And when we remove those boundaries of what is actually true and false, not my truth or your truth or their truth or whatever it is, that there is such a thing as objective truth, then we remove all the boundaries of our society and we end up in a position, what we're seeing right now, where what is declared as true is based on whatever those in power say that it is.
Wow. When we remove the objective truth, and in this sense, in this way, you could even say the subjective truth, just anything we agree upon. Red means stop. When you remove that, 2 + 2 is 4. When you remove that, you end up with this just fucking chaos in society. Can't we just all agree on that? Why are the Democrats having so much problem with that?
And we've seen again how this changes over time.
And if we allow that, then the government starts conducting our reality. They just make up whatever they want to be real. I don't know if any of you guys have ever hung out with someone like that, but it's fucking crazy. Especially if they have a little bit of power. I'm pretty sure Steve Jobs was like that. In Steve Jobs' biography, they keep talking about how he has he can bend the reality field or the alternate reality field, or that they do they have this term that they've coined that basically every time I saw it, I'm like, oh, Steve Jobs was a pathological liar. I don't mean that in a mean way. That was just my a distortion reality field. That's what it was. They said Steve Jobs had a very strong distortion reality field. And that just, yeah, he's a fucking liar.
We just celebrated International.
Anyway, great chick. I know most of you probably know her, but those of you who don't, anytime you see her, you should stop and listen to her shit. She's good. She's solid. She's easy to listen to. She doesn't get all fucking wound up and emotional and crazy like I do. Homer Simpson, Sevan, are you the architect from the Matrix? Oh, the problem is they think that this is objective truth. I don't. I want to say yes to you, but I also think we think we have to remember that they don't think. That's the problem. They're kind of like being thought. They're like guards that are fighting for something without looking behind them. They're weird. Caller, hi.
I remember calling in months ago, and I made this exact point about objective truth that you're making right now. But, you know, God bless him, but Matt Souza stepped in and said, well, whose truth is it? Who is to decide what objective truth is? And the only thing I'll offer is that's why it takes such courage to preach it, for lack of a better word, because objective truth will come at the expense of someone else's. But it is just that. It is the confidence that it is true. And so it therefore must guide not only our personal lives, but our politics. And the only thing I would say is it's not simply a question about, can objective truth and wokeness coexist? Is objective truth possible to be achieved in a democracy where individual freedom and choice is the panacea of our government's existence? And I'm not sure that it is. So I say that because I think it's important that people kind of take this necessary claim you're making to its logical conclusion.
That's the word right there. You said logical. We don't even have to agree. Hold on. We don't even have to agree on what objective truth is. What we do have to agree is on the way to get there. So we have to agree that, hey, we don't want there to be car accidents. Okay. And then we have to agree, what are we going to do about that? We're going to put in stoplights. Okay. And then we all have to agree that red means stop. Okay, cool. We have to agree. We have to agree that when you buy an airline ticket, that you only sell one. And we have laws like this. You can only sell one ticket per one seat. There's actually laws like that. Because for a while, I don't know if you remember this, Will, but when we were kids, maybe you're too young, but when we were kids, the airlines would oversell the seats. So they would sell two. So we had to agree on a reality where you could only sell one ticket per seat. Like we have to be able to agree on these things. And these fucking people, logically, and these people want to switch what a woman is, but with no logic. They can't even fucking explain it to us. They can't even fucking explain it to us. And that's where we're really fucked up. And yet it's working. I would have never thought this would work. These people seriously should be almost round up and put into a loony bin. Hey, I want to propose this thought to you. This is totally out there, Will, but when I was when I worked in the home for disabled adults, mentally disabled adults, there were 8 of them there, and I would get there and I would feel this fucking kind of insanity. And then I would show up like at 6 a.m. and the nighttime staff would be there and he'd leave. And then they'd all wake up and it would just be me and them. And I was like, wow, this is fucking nuts. And then eventually when 3 or 4 or 5 more staff would come on, now there would be like 5 or 6 of us with healthy brains. And then there would be the fucking 8 fucking mentally disabled adults. Right. And almost like there was like this intangible thing going on with our consciousness. Like finally there was some balance with the other sane people in the room with me, right? Like I was mirroring crazy. There's this it's like there's this sweep of insane consciousness sweeping over the planet. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's from all the fentanyl use, but it's like almost like the sane people are being outnumbered by the crazies. And at some point, they're going to have to round all these fucking people up and build a fence around Nevada and throw them in it. Like, and then like if you're sober for 6 months, you get out. Like what they're doing in El Salvador. It's going to have to be like, hey, we're going to have to like you can't, our streets just can't be full of people high on drugs and thinking that them not knowing what sex they are, or we'll collapse as a society.
I completely agree, and it's of course politically incorrect to say as much. But at some point,
it's totally incorrect. It's totally incorrect. And hey, I'm all for letting them out. I don't want to fucking hurt any of them, but I'm all for collecting every single fucking homeless person on the street, putting them in a fucking giant fucking holding cell, all millions of you, and then and then don't let any drugs in somehow, and then after a year of sober, you get out. And then if we see you again, we just put you back, and it's just a revolving door. But we keep giving you a chance to be sober for a year. I'm so for some program like that.
But my issue is, and I'm trust me, I'm for you. I'm for the El Salvador approach.
Yeah.
To me, when our country is descending into this madness, the only option is to put people in jail for a long time. Yeah. But where I wanted to go with this
to get sober.
Yes, but intellectually, morally too.
Yeah, right. Answer, you mean so our kids don't get raped by a fucking bunch of zombies? For that reason too, yes.
And so the only thing I'll say, we have to stop thinking that the solution is to reset the clock 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, when we didn't bother kids. It requires a full-scale reorientation of how we understand truth. And, I don't mean to call you out or disparage anyone in particular, but if we can't agree on the fundamental premise that a child should be raised by his mom and his dad, then everything else is on the table. That child's gender identity is on the table because from the moment of his or her birth, he was robbed from the fundamental truth that he should be raised by his mom and his dad, who created him out of love. And we're in this democratic gambit where even those kinds of truths about life and marriage are called into question. And I think it requires a serious enough conversation about how we acknowledge those things as a government and as a society. We can't just hope to put the crazies away and go back to partying like it's 2005 because it'll come to 2023 again.
Okay, I hear you.
Thanks.
I like
Good to hear you.
Thank you. Sevan, that's only in the bad cities. I've seen like 10 homeless guys on the streets in Kansas City. I've lived here for 15 years. I made a list somewhere. I wonder if I could find it. Made a list somewhere of all the cities. So Boston's population last year dropped 3%. Sorry if some of these numbers are wrong, but dropped 24,000 people, 3%. Philadelphia's population dropped 27,000 people last year. Baltimore dropped 6,000. California as a whole lost 211,000 people last year. 113,000 people left Los Angeles. These are declining populations in major cities. This is just bizarro shit. This is, by the way, for any who don't live in the United States, that's why it's so hard to say, like, you have to remember most of us are living in just the nicest place you could ever imagine. It's Elise Carr Rideau, 0 homeless people. Yeah. Like I live a few miles from a fucking homeless capital of California, and yet my town is so nice. I'm living the dream. Seattle lost 20,000 people last year, or the whole entire state of Oregon is in a decline that's become a serious concern for the state and its economy. San Francisco population hits its lowest since 2012. Chicago's the slowest growing major city in the United States, meaning it must be losing shitloads of people. Meanwhile, Phoenix, Miami, and Miami's a shithole, but Phoenix, Miami, the state of Florida are growing. Guarantee places in Idaho are growing. Please, if you're moving and you're a libtard, at least consider changing and not bringing your disease to other places. At least consider it. Just be cool. I think if you commit to listening to my show for a year, maybe I could help you. Maybe it won't even take that long. Where would everyone rank the trans problem in America? I don't know if I would word it like that. I think it needs that wording needs a little bit of help. Okay, we've done pretty good. The only one story on that lady passing out. Jeffrey Birchfield, in my hometown, homeless doesn't mean houseless. We have a lot of displaced people that seem to move and around and stay with other people on their couches. Oh yeah, College Town. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's Tom Guerin.
They're drug. Oh, Mr. Guerin, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry, I didn't hear if we were still talking. My bad.
Go ahead, brother. Did you draw? Hey. Did you draw your guy? Did you do the art lesson today?
I didn't. I'm trying to actually get some work done between being on the show 3 hours a day, so I didn't draw the guy. I'm sorry. Hey, I just wanted to tell you or share with you how I think about politics and the president and that.
Okay. Just so you know, real quick, Eric Weiss says, "Tom!" ! This better not suck.
Yeah, well, they want me to make it up with them from Juicy Stories at McDonald's, but we're gonna have to ease into that. That's gonna take some massaging to get all my dirty McDonald's stories out.
All right.
So the only thing that matters to me is in a president or a leader in this country, do they understand the system of government that we have, and are they willing to protect it against threats, foreign and domestic? And I would say none of the candidates on either side, even the ones I really like, really do meet those qualifications. Here's what I mean. We have a republic. We have a republic, and it's a representative republic. And we have checks and balances in that system. We have federalism, division of powers. Like, there are specific powers delegated to the states and local government. And what our country has been moving towards for quite a while is more of a European style democracy. So like even Trump or Tulsi, people that agree with me on most things, they're still, they have no conception or they don't care about the difference between what is in the federal government's purview and what is in the state and local government's purview. And the way that this all gets mixed up is the federal government gives block grants to the states for programs like Medicare and food stamps, and things that don't fall under the federal government's jurisdiction. They'll just say, that's fine. If you want to make a law that goes against what we think, then we'll just pull your block grant money and you won't be able to give Medicare or food stamps to any of your citizens. So all of these hundreds of state legislatures that you have, all legislators in your state, are basically just tools of either local lobbyists or the federal government, the federal parties that they belong to, because they tell them how they have to spend the money because they're the ones that supply the money. So anyway, that's long version of saying it's easy to get sucked into. Like, Tulsi sounds great, and I like her for a lot of reasons, but I don't think she really cares about protecting the republic.
Yeah, well, she was a Democrat.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason she won't get elected, even if you do like her, is because she's too anti-war, and the war machine has all the money for elections. So pragmatically, there's just no way, man. There's just no way. Even Trump didn't go too hard anti-war, where he wasn't willing to play ball a little bit and get some of the money. Even though he was more anti-war at the beginning, and then when he became a serious candidate, he just shut up about it. If you go too hardcore anti-war, they're not going to let you in. But anyway, I'll let you go, buddy.
Good stuff. You have a beautiful voice. Thank you.
Peace, love.
Beautiful radio voice. I mean, it ain't going to get you any pussy, but it's good. This is a great story right here. Thank you, Tom. Smart guy. Well thought out. He thinks. That's the problem. People don't think. I had a plan to hire over 100 people in Oregon this year. Oregon's the state that's north of California. We have 300 employees there today. We were offering signing bonuses. Good, dude. Sounds good so far. They just enacted a law that said if we offer new hires a bonus, we have to pay one to all the existing employees. It used to be like that in California at CrossFit too. It was fucking crazy. You had to be so careful what you did just for certain people because they would insist that you do it for everyone. And you know who that punished? Everyone. We had these 4 employees at CrossFit, I remember. I don't remember what year it was, like 2012 or something. And we didn't need them. We didn't need them to be full-time. But Greg didn't want to fire them, but we didn't need them. But they were good people. They'd been around forever. They'd contributed a shitload to the fucking company. The company was doing well, and Greg didn't want to fire them. And I think so. We kept them on as contractors, and somehow that gave them some benefits, like they got health benefits or something. It was something Greg was trying to do nice for them. But the state said that if we didn't hire them full time and bring them on like as official employees or something, that we could be fined. So we got rid of them. So instead of like something nice happening to these people, they got fired because of the law from the state that was supposed to protect them. Now look at the story goes on. We're not going to hire them in Oregon anymore. Of course you're not. Do you know why, by the way? Do you know why that happens? Because the people in office have never had fucking jobs. So many people in my life who influenced me were poor, liberal morons. And by poor, I mean financially poor. And so I was influenced by them and the way they think. And then those people get into power and they do shit that offends the people who have money so that the money never gets to them. This is some fucking moron who's never had a real job. You have to remember, everyone in the government from DeSantis to whoever, basically they're living on welfare if they don't have another business. They're just part of the welfare system. All the government jobs, basically you're part of the welfare system. I'm not talking about the jobs where you actually do something like a cop or a firefighter, but all the politician jobs, you're no different than anyone on welfare. We pay taxes to you and you sit around and you collect our money. So these people get in fucking office and they make these rules and these laws that keep people poor because that's the only thing that they know, because that's who they've been influenced by. So they put a law in thinking that they're protecting employees, saying that if someone gives one employee money, they have to give it to all of them. And all it did was lose the state of Oregon over 100 jobs and bonuses for all those people. They just fucked everyone because it's poor man thinking. That's the way the Democrats think. They're trying to keep you fucking poor. They don't even know it. That's the part I'm also telling you over and over. They don't even know it. Those people in office, they think that they were helping someone. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. I grew up around poor conservatives only. Oh. Well, I grew up around middle-class Democrats who expect the government to do everything for them. I can't say California is a shithole, man. Where I'm at, it's so good. There's so many good places here. But I feel you. I'm not going to argue. About this. I think this right here pretty much sums up and let me know. I mean, I know it's a pretty sweeping generalization and it's hard to just like sum it up in one video, but I think this is what it's like to be a cop. Basically, this is like the baseline right here. If you're a police officer, I think this is baseline world for you. If Greg was big on decentralization, do you think that firing the media team was an effort to decentralize media and spaces across it? That was the excuse they used. Thank you, Extra Sloppy, for the $4.99. The excuse they used was, we're going to let the outside world make media. But it was a huge mistake. We had always controlled our narrative. We knew we were a media company. We got confused. We knew we were a fucking media company. More and more, I'm starting to understand what happened here and what kind of bad information was given to Greg, too. There was this budgeting confusion of what was games media versus what was the media that we used directly to speak from .com to the affiliates in the world and then go to YouTube. And I don't know if I'm going to get into it right now, but there was a bullshit narrative like, oh, we're going to let the outside world tell the stories. We're going to let other people make media. And it's like, what do you mean let? They can already do it. That was all bullshit from all those fucking idiots who were like, CrossFit doesn't let other people in the media space. Fuck you. Make your shit. CrossFit doesn't let me in the media space. You don't see me bitching. Just make shit. It was dumb. The whole plan was dumb. If they did think that extra sloppy, it was just an excuse to fire people. It was the horse before the carriage before the horse kind of thinking. I don't know if Greg's sorry he did that. I don't know. I think in his mind, I can't speak. I'll ask him if he comes on here, but I think in his mind, his story is totally different than mine. His story is that the expenses for media were running wild, but that's because I think that there's a conflation between what media was and what games media was. And I don't agree how it was presented to him at all. And I would be willing to bet that it was wrong and not true. I grew up in Redding, California, around conservative entrepreneurs and professionals. So many people I grew up with and around California left in the 90s and 2000, most of them for Texas. Texas then went from blue to red. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a better summation than what I said. CF didn't like the sunk cost of good media team and felt it could be socialized for free. Something like that. That's a really positive spin on it. Did Greg fire Sevi? No. He should have, but because he was my friend and loyal to me, he kept me. When he fired the whole media team, he actually kept me. I don't know if should have is the right word, but he could have. That would have got weird. I mean, I'm really good friends with him. That would have got weird. Our professional and our personal relationship was pretty fucking twisted. We're very, very close. I'm very, very close with Greg. Like if he called right now and said, "Hey, come to my house," I would drive there like 13 hours away. So, and I'm sure he'd do the same for me. So, actually, if I told him to come to my house, he'd be like, "Okay, I'll come get you," and then he'd come get me and take me back to his house. Okay. Listeners, this is what I think it's like being a cop. This is just the baseline normal day if you're a police officer in the United States. I think this is just like, and I know it's not a perfect example, but bear with me. This is what I think it's like.
Have to have a valid driver's license.
You do.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Then we'll let the judge determine that.
We will let you can't arrest me. I haven't done anything wrong.
We can arrest you.
No, you can't.
If you don't have a valid driver's license, we most certainly can.
Can I please call my
No,
mother?
You cannot.
Why?
Because you don't need to call you. Are you an adult?
Yes.
Then why do you need to call your mother?
To come and get me from jail since I'm being illegally detained.
You will be able to call her once you get there.
Can I at least lock my car?
We will make sure it is secure.
What are you going to do with my car?
Probably tow it.
Why?
Because you are driving without a license.
I don't have to have a license to drive. That is commercial driving. I don't have to have a valid driver's license.
You do.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Oh my goodness. No, I don't have a role in Broken Science. I do not have a role. Got a role in my podcast. Don't have a role. I would love to be a fly on the wall with Greg and Sevan after a couple of White Claws. Greg would never get near a White Claw. I do have a license. I didn't have one for a long time, but I do have one now. Yeah, that cop's amazing. That cop is amazing. Hiller's video from yesterday has more views than HQ. HQ Media isn't winning. The thing is that even when their shit does get twice as many views or 10 times as many views, you have to remember they have like, I don't know, almost 2 million subscribers. So people just accidentally click on that shit. Half of those views aren't even real, probably. I saw a list of all the sites that have the greatest conversion from viewers, from subscribers to viewers. And it was me and Hiller and Mayhem at the top all alone. And of course, there's shitloads of people that have more views than us. CrossFit HQ, Mayhem, Craig Ritchie, all sorts of people, Buttery Bros. But that conversion of actual that are like real viewers and people that subscribe, we're like it's me and Hiller and Mayhem. We're all alone at the top. There's like no one even close. It's like, and that's what's kind of funny about it. And they know that it must be frustrating for them because they see some of my numbers are so tiny, but they know just the fucking havoc that you guys create. The small, just fucking consistent viewers who just cruise around the web. I mean, you guys are fucking everywhere. Any live feed I go to anywhere in the ecosystem, I feel like I recognize the names in there because it's you cats. It is interesting that CrossFit went live finally, don't you think? I heard that they were bashing the fact that there was no value in going live and that they were bashing that or something. And now they go live. They are I liked what Max El-Haj said. They're culturally confused. And then I think someone else said something too about, was it Brian's friend? Said that said something about that too. He didn't use the word culture, but yeah. Okay, so I don't know. I think that's just a typical. I think that cops just deal with just fucking mental midgets like that all day. Extra sloppily, requiring a license is the government's way of selling you things you already have the right to do. I don't know. I haven't put license and registration. I haven't given it a lot of thought, but I think it sounds important. Sounds important to me, but I haven't given it thought. I could be easily influenced. Someone sent me this. I don't know how this is going to translate to this show. I have no idea how this is going to translate to this show, but it's funny that people send me stuff like this and that they're aware that I find this kind of shit fascinating. This is a bot. For those of you who can see the TV or the screen, this is body painting. This is like some crazy body painting Instagram. And this is a lady. I don't know how they did this, but this is a lady, and she folds herself up. She's holding something in her hand. Oh, she switches hands with it, and bam, she's a butterfly. And then she, like, really? How in the heck? I watched each of these like 20 times. It's crazy. It's fun. It's I think it's all women in all of these too. It's never dudes. Isn't that nuts? Her body's crazy too. Look at this one. This one is so nuts. So these are 4 naked women. Wow. Look at that tail. Look at the tail. The tail's crazy. And the way they do it all in order, the order that they go down in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's just bizarro world. This one I can't even fathom. This is a chameleon. What? And it's just 2 people lying on top of each other. She had her puss on the back of that lady's head. How about this one? Brace yourself, people. Oh, this one might be a guy. Oh, this is the only guy. He was a shoe. He was a shoe. So nuts. I've seen some adult videos like this. We call it porn. We call it porn in America. Yeah, that's something else. We started the show with art. Did anyone else send me their picture besides Shooter McGavin? You guys are gonna love this. I can't wait till this comes to CrossFit. You don't know how bad I want this to happen in CrossFit. I cannot wait. Powerlifting, a new ruling for trans. March 17th, USA Powerlifting will now be forced to allow transgender athletes to compete in the women's division. It's interesting that they say the women's division. New ruling on March 17th, USA Powerlifting will now be forced to allow men to compete in the women's division. Powerlifting president may appeal. Basically, what they're saying is that it's discrimination if you don't let men compete in the women's class. Dude, I really want this to come to CrossFit. I really want to see, because I want to see what's going to happen to the Wokarazzi. I want to know what's going to happen to like the Katrins Doders and all the. I just want to see what's going to happen to the libtards, the Spiegels, the Woosleys. I want to see how they're gonna I want to see their brains, like I want to see them either like wake up or I want to see how they're gonna defend this, like what kind of mental gymnastics they're gonna do to defend it. I really need this to happen. Devesh Maharaj, I sent a dick pic in your DM. I mean the drawing. Yeah, the drawing. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. So good. No, this is great. This is great. This is gonna be good. Hey, Garrett, it goes back to what Tulsi was just saying. Like, hey, we can't even fucking agree on what a woman is. There's a guy, oh, look at Ira. Remember who you voted for. This is the work of one party. Thank you. There's a guy in here you kind of need to see. Let me see if I can find his Instagram. There's a woman in here that's turned into a man. And she is so buff. It's interesting. The women turn into men. The women turn into men better than the men turn into women. Do you guys agree with that? The women turn into men better than the men turn into women. I want to show you this. There's a comment in here that's quite. It's just fascinating. I wish I would have been more prepared. Sorry. It doesn't look like I'm going to find it. But it's this woman that's basically turned herself into a man, and he has the nicest body. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me read this to you. This is crazy. Men are ugly, so yeah. I guess. So I'm saying that women turn into men better than men turn into women, and you're saying men are ugly. Yeah. Because you turn a woman into a man, it's just a pretty man. But you turn a man into a woman, and you get an ugly woman. That makes sense. I know, it's fucked. It's so fucked. Dudes are fucked. If you're a dude, seriously, if you're a dude and you want to become a girl, just think about that even for a second, just from a pragmatic view. No, nothing else. Like you're destined to fail unless you're Asian. Oh, Ryan, Asians can do it. Asian men can do it. But like, if you're if you're Armenian, you ain't doing it. If you got any like dude features, like Adam's apple nose, and your ass to waist ratio is going to be fucked up. You're going to be a fucking hideous woman. Okay, listen. Anyway, listen to this guy. As a trans guy, so that means that this is a woman. As a woman, I totally understand everyone's frustration. So this is a woman that's tried to turn into a man. As a woman that's tried to turn into a man, I totally understand everyone's frustration. Unfortunately, sports are heavily reliant on physical capabilities. Unfortunately, shut the fuck up. I like this person, but shut the fuck up. What do you mean, unfortunately? Unfortunately, sports are heavily reliant on physical capabilities, and this does put cis women, shut the fuck up, dude. This does put cis women at a disadvantage. I feel for both sides. Now wait till you see this fucking beast. This, what I'm about to show you, used to be a woman. You can't even believe this. Those are titties. That's a chick right there. That's juice to the gills, though, right? That's a full-blown girl. There's other great pictures in here. Look at it. That's a chick. Wow, what a crazy transformation. So that was when it was like a real girl, and this is like after it's done, you know, had its breast removed and got fucking, I mean, I have to bring Andrew in, but I'm pretty sure that's just juice to the gills. Look at the side. Look at those hands. Anyway, please come to CrossFit, please. I just want to see. Oh, you guys can't. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. What the fuck happened? Sorry. Oh my God. I'm just over here looking at the pictures. Oh my God. We can't see it. Jeez Louise. I fucked us. Oh my God. Sorry. I wasn't even looking at the comments. Sorry. That's an all-time low in the show. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Here. So back to these pictures. Look at it. Think of it as that was a preview. That was me. I was about to call you and yell at you. I understand. Yeah, the phone number's there. You're blue balling us, Sevan. Yeah, I get it. Sorry. Here we go. Look at it. Now you guys are going to hate me for showing you, but look at that. Those were titties. Look at it. It's fucking nuts. There he is with some fucking, like some hot beaver. Or she is. I don't know what you call it. Look at it. That chick hasn't fucking, that chick's body's 1,000 times nicer than my body. What the fuck are these things? I need those. How skinny would I have to get to see those under my tits and between my tits and my lat? I like the wrist. I'm a huge fan of the wristband. This is a fucking girl, you guys. Look at these hands. These are the hands I was telling you about. I also think it could be totally fucking wrong. No, I'm not even going to say it because I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's, I mean, that person's even, Alex is even a little like, oh, his name's Alex too. Is even a little confused. He's not sure what side of the house to fall on. Holy shit, David. I can't believe you posted that. I'm shocked. Corey, I'm half cocked for some reason. Oh, geez. That girl's had to be built better than me. Yeah, that just means she's fucking, it's crazy. Dooley Rondo. Dude, you must be getting ghost banned because I'm not getting the notification when you go live anymore. I think that was a girl that wants to be a boy that's into girls. So I personally would call it a lesbian. Because I don't think you get to, I don't think that no matter what you do to yourself, I think you're just, I just refer to you as the sex you were born as. Caller, hi.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Oh my God, you sound just like Corey. Amazing.
That's Corey. Hey, I want to take you somewhere real quick. Okay.
Yep.
You don't have to close your eyes, but I want you to imagine, how would you view the world if all three of your boys were now girls?
Let's say, I would get way more into guns.
Okay. All right.
You mean like if they actually had vaginas and I was and they were in a world? If someone asked me that the other day, I would have I've heard that girls have special powers over dads. And so I believe that, but I don't know what they are. But as far as I know, I would be raising them exactly the same. They would be doing tennis, and they would be doing skateboarding, and they would be doing jiu-jitsu, and they would be doing piano. And I don't know if I've told you this, but I have 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old. And when the 6-year-olds are 8 and Avi's 10, then that's when I'm going to form the band. So they're going to and I would do the same. I think I would do the same thing if I had girls. Yeah.
I'm not doing much different. So she's starting jujitsu next year. I think she needs, and I would do the same thing for a guy. But here's where I've been a little thrown off. My father-in-law once told me he can't watch porn anymore when he had his daughter. And I thought, you're fucking crazy. There's no way I'm going to be able to give up porn. I mean, it's just a part of life. Now that I have a 4-year-old, I can't physically bring myself without going to that place of realizing that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's mother.
Dude, that's perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly fucking healthy reaction. Like, that's the exact reaction you should have.
Yeah, I just feel like it was pushed off for such a long time that now I'm coming to the realization that, oh shit, this is what I've been watching this whole time. And I've been compartmentalizing the scene, the issues, the delivery.
Yeah, that's a completely I think that's a completely normal, that's like a healthy empathy, mirroring, like, yeah, it's completely healthy. I 100% approve of that. Like, I'm not saying that you should stop or you shouldn't stop, but the desire to stop or it'd be weird to watch it that means I think you're normal.
Or not ignoring, like you said.
Right.
If I'm holding my iPhone, I have to acknowledge that it came from slave labor in China. If I'm watching this porn, then clearly that's somebody's daughter or mother.
Yeah, and the truth is any healthy person thinks that. At some point in your life, you reach a level of maturity where you're like, holy fuck, every one of these people could be my fucking sister, my mom, my grandmother, my daughter. Yeah, and it was just circumstance that brought them to this situation where they'll suck dick for drugs.
Okay. Well, hopefully somebody in the chat says their sister is doing it right now, and we can get some quality feedback.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna hit you and Sousa up if you want to do a recap. The semester's coming to a close, and one of the callers did work with me this semester to do a business plan. So if
we should do that. We should do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, take care, brother. Love you.
Okay, bye. Love you too. Someone just texted me to Google ping pong show. I don't know. That sounds dangerous. Oh, wow. Someone sent me a crazy text here. Oh, wow. Someone sent me a link to something called the cough blocks instead of the cock blocks. And it's a button you push anytime you're going to cough. Joe Rogan has it so that the audience doesn't hear it. That's interesting. Stephen Flores. Stephen, are you the one that if I talk about the A word, you leave? If a girl and boy transition and date each other, is that being straight with extra steps? Yeah. Wait, if a boy becomes a girl and a girl becomes a boy and they date, I need paper and pencil for that. Tanya, how about your fathers teach your boys now that these girls that you joke about in strip clubs and porn shows is someone's mother, daughter, or sister? That's a fucking novel idea. Sevan, what's the background on the Bill and Katie? Oh, nothing. So I just every once in a while I'll do this thing. Like if I see something I like that's a piece of fitness equipment, I'll do the Dear Bill and Katie. and that's it. It was just something funny that I like to do. And Travis made me a shirt, a Dear Bill and Katie shirt. I think maybe when we did the Rogue, they gave us some incredible access at the Rogue Invitational this year, and Katie came on. So maybe I wore one of those shows too to be funny and fuck with her. I don't know, but I'll still do the bit if I see something like I want a Jacob's ladder or one of those Stairmasters that they sell so bad. I actually thought this is how fucking weird I am. When you guys sent me that 80-pound dumbbell, I actually thought that came from Bill and Katie, that they heard me whining about needing an 80-pound dumbbell, that I was working up to the 80, 90, and 100. And I thought that was from them. I actually did. And then I looked at it closely and it said it was from Walmart. I did snatch it. I made a video of me snatching it. And I showed it on the show, but I showed it from over here, from my phone. But I'll make another video. I was wearing the clothes I was wearing were totally inappropriate when I did that, so I couldn't post it. I agree. The story said she had a 30-minute consult, and the doctor said to her parents, "Would you rather have a son or a dead daughter?" Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I saw that video too. That shit was crazy. Wow. Sevan, send me your number. I'll send you a video of my 5-year-old triplet girls doing a 3-way deadlift on a 65-pound bar. That's nuts. That's cool as shit. God, I hope that they're coordinated enough to two of the people don't drop it while someone's you don't need a pair of hundreds. Shut your face. A pair of hundreds. Oh, you are ordering your 100 today or tomorrow? Where are you getting it at? From Rogue? Dear Bill and Katie, I need a pair of hundreds. Wouldn't even know what to do with a pair of hundreds. A pair. Anyway, I hope the transgender issue comes to CrossFit. I really want to see. I just want to see how the wokerazzi are gonna fucking deal with it. They're gonna be. I could just see them. Are they gonna be out there like hugging them? You're so brave. As they take fucking $150,000 from one of those girls. This is good. This is kind of hard to understand here. You got to bear with me. I'm going to play this for you a couple times. The audio is not so good on this. Jeremy, what's up, brother? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Take two. Jeremy, hi.
For you.
Hi.
You hear me?
I can.
So we all agree. Sorry about that. We all agree that I shouldn't say we all agree. You have said, I believe, that the CrossFit Nano Reebok 2 is the best shoe, right?
Yeah. Best shoe ever that I've ever worn in my entire life. By far. Not even a close second place.
And I remember, what year would that have been? Maybe 2013?
10 or 11 or 12? Yeah.
That might have been the first pair I ever had. And I remember how long they lasted. And
I still have 20 pairs. It's nuts. You can wash them. You can beat them up. They're crazy.
Yeah. And back in the day, they made them so well. Now, I mean, I like the shoes now. I got it. I have the 10s, 11s, 12, whatever, but they don't last as long. And you rope climb a couple times, they fall apart.
Those first Fronings that they came out with, that first Nano Froning they came out with like in 2014, I wear a size 8. I have tiny feet, and I would put on a size 10, and they still didn't fit me. They were so fucking narrow, and the tongue was so I don't know, man. I don't think that they're all the same. I don't think they're even close to the same. I think the 2s and the 4s and the 6s were amazing, and then other than that, I haven't worn any Nanos in forever. But man, I think they're. I've worn pairs that are shitty as the Noble or the Metcons. The Metcons are for if you have bird feet. I don't know who the fuck fits into those.
Yeah, I can't wear those. Those are nasty. Some of them look cool, but yeah, the narrowness is awful. Nobles are like putting on cardboard, so I won't wear those. So here's the thing. I need your advice. I found a pair of in my size Nano 2s on eBay, and you bid up and everything. The initial bid was like $20. So no shit. It's $20 for a pair of very good looking Nano 2s. So I'm like, yeah, why not? $20. Okay, that was 2 days ago. Now the bid is up to 60. Do I keep bidding?
What size are you?
I'm a size 10. How high do I go before I just say, all right, screw it, never mind?
Crazy. I don't know, man.
Right? Isn't that
I don't know.
what?
That's
what
tough.
were they back in the day? I don't even remember. I mean, now they're like 130.
They were expensive in the day. Like for that time, they were over $100. Someone just wrote in the comments, where is this? Someone wrote that the Nanos hurt their feet and the Metcons didn't. I've never heard that. That's interesting.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. Ever.
Mike McCaskey says you should go up to 1,000. Spiegel says you should go to 69.
That's a good number. It's a good number. Yeah, I don't know. It's like 60 to me. That's reasonable. I could swing that. But once it goes above that, I'm like, do I keep going with this? Because they look pretty cool. They're like they're black with the white, Reebok sign. And
Dick Butter says you should go to 420. I've heard these Zero shoes are amazing. Everyone tells me. I was trying to get the owner of that company on.
What shoes?
The Zeros. The thing it's X spelled XERO. They're crazy minimalist shoes.
I've never heard of them. Yeah, if you find out information, that'd be cool to hear about for sure.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck. Keep us posted on if you get them or not.
For sure. Definitely. You guys have a good one.
Thank you. Bye. I'm surprised Sousa hasn't come on yet. I mean, not that he said he was or wasn't. I'm just surprised. One time Hiller just came on. Okay, check this out. Now you're going to have to this guy is going to explain the difference between being radicalized by the left and being radicalized by the right. And basically he's going to tell you, like, if the left gets a hold of you, this is what's going to happen to you, and if the right gets a hold of you, this is what's going to happen to you. Which is kind of funny. I mean, I know it's a pretty harsh generalization, but listen carefully. I'll let it play a couple times. So it says being radicalized. I think he's going to say start with the right.
Being radicalized by the right, be like, oh no, I'm married with kids and I go to the gym and eat red meat and I'm well like by my community and church now. Being radicalized by the left, be like, I had my cut off and they put an axe wound between my legs to mimic a vagina. I have to dilate it every day so the wound doesn't heal naturally. Being radicalized by
I'm going to play it for you one more time. Being radicalized by the right is you got to go. I think it's like you got to go to church, eat meat, and work out. And being radicalized by the left is you have your penis chopped off and you get hit with an axe between your legs and you have to tend to. He basically talks about. I think he's referencing something that people who have their penises chopped off and fake vaginas made, something that they have to tend to, like they have to make sure their vagina doesn't close or something. Here, listen.
the right, be like, oh no, I'm married with kids and I go to the gym and eat red meat and I'm well like by my community and church now. Being radicalized by the left, be like, I had my cut off and they put an axe wound between my legs to mimic a vagina. I have to dilate it every day so the wound doesn't heal naturally.
You have to dilate your vagina every day so the wound doesn't heal naturally. Is that what happens to the fake vagina? They cut a hole in you there and you have to force it to stay open. It's a wound.
Being radical.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. I think that those are kind of like fair assessments, though. I think it's fair. Those are the radical versions. You have to eat meat and go to church and work out. Got to get Jorge Ventura back on. Jorge is at the border. I'm always a little wary of when people don't give me numbers and they just say a percent. So like if they say people are dying at 900% faster death rate but before it was only 1 person in a million dying, then I mean that means only 10 people in a million are dying. So that doesn't do much for me. But this at least has my attention. This at least has my attention. This is Jorge. Hopefully we can get him on in the next couple days. Oh, sorry. Here we go.
Working on our story on the Chinese nationals that are being apprehended in this sector. Actually, right behind us, we have 5 Chinese nationals, all men. 91% of the Chinese nationals being apprehended in this sector are single adults. So we're working on the story, and it's pretty alarming. I've been covering the border the last couple of years, but it's really alarming to see the amount of Chinese nationals that we're seeing here in this sector. What we're witnessing right now is we're witnessing in real time the language barrier that Border Patrol is facing when they apprehend these Chinese nationals. They obviously don't speak English. They don't speak Spanish. So this is the tough part, is translating, getting that information. This is going to extend the processing time. They have to call in more resources for this. But stay tuned for a full story on what's happening in this sector with Chinese nationals.
So as we're ratcheting up the discussion to go to war with China all over the media, Jorge Ventura reports, I've been covering the border the last couple of years and have never seen this amount of Chinese nationals crossing illegally into the U.S. This sector is experiencing an over 9,000% spike in Chinese national apprehension compared to last year. It's a little unsettling, but worth noting. How about that, Jorge? I'm doing good today. I haven't shown my email. I haven't shown my home address. Kelly Chala. Both left and right media is controlled by the same companies. Don't you think they are just making you fight and controlling the narrative? Let's say that is true. Let's say that is true. What would be the okay, yes. What if I say yes? Now what? Tell me where this I need more. Where does this conversation go if I say yes? They're controlling the media and just making me fight and controlling the narrative. Let's say it is true. I don't think those people are controlling Jorge Ventura, but they may, we may all just be dogs, or like Hansel and Gretel, and they leave out breadcrumbs and we follow them around and they manipulate us like that. But let's say that is true. Talk to me, Kelly. Let's say it is true. Whew. So many texts coming in about the games. There must be some crazy shit going on. This is a 489. This is a trip. This one's called, I've labeled this one Cool Tranny. So here's a tranny that we all know. I thought this was a cool, I think this is real. This is Caitlyn Jenner, the former Olympian known as Bruce Jenner, playing golf with the homies. And I guess this is the way it should be. Here we go.
Caitlyn, do you miss just being able to piss in the bushes on the course?
What was that? What was the rude remark I heard back there? Yeah.
Caitlyn, do you miss just being able to piss in the bushes on the course?
What was that? What was the rude remark I heard back there? Yeah.
Caitlyn, do you miss just being able to piss in the bushes on the course?
I mean, that's great, right? If that really is Caitlyn Jenner and she's out hitting the balls with the homies, They crack a fucking dick joke on her. I like it. I'd like to meet Caitlyn. After I saw that, I was like, oh, I'd like to meet Caitlyn. I think that something fucked up happened to Caitlyn. I think she may have killed a couple people. Right in front of this hotel that I've stayed at a bunch of times with Greg, too. Anyway, I chalk that up as a cool tranny. There you go. You guys want to see this again? We should always. I should play this almost every show. I have to play this again. I know it hasn't even been a week since the last time I played it, but I'm playing it again. It's good. It's good for all of us to hear this. This one's great. Here we go.
Believe I am a white man. Don't you know that belief is a doubt? How is belief a doubt? Because you cannot believe something and know it. It's my poor brain. Wait, I cannot believe it and know it. No, and you can only believe in what you don't know. I like that. You can only believe in what you don't know. You don't know. That's why you have to believe it. Yes. Now, do you believe in your mother and father? No, I know my mother and father. Yeah. If you know that you are white, explain to me how you know this. My mother is Portuguese and she's white. My father is Scottish with blonde and blue eyes. If I get water, I get a black can, a white one, a blue one, and a yellow one, and I fill them with water and seal them. When you look, what would you see? Nothing, just the white of the black. You would see the different colors. The different colors. And if you trust those eyes of yours, you're going to believe that they're different, aren't you? I will believe it. Until you go and taste them. And what are you going to discover? That it's all just water. All one. Oneness in diversity, we call it. Now you see all these human beings that you see, they are the same. And if you go to any one of them, excuse me, sir, what color is your mind? You see, you hear what he said? He doesn't know what color his mind is. No, because we are spirits living in different color physical bodies. We are not our bodies. When you look with the eyes, you're not seeing me, you are seeing the body. When you look at my body and say I'm a black man, that is a program.
That part's crazy, isn't it? What color is your mind? That fucking, let's just assume, just bear with me here. Let's assume that fucking chunk of fat in between our ears is the one telling the narrative. That thing's not black or white. Thing's just a chunk of fat in there. That thing's telling the story about who's black and who's white. Fine, mines are gray. Fine. I thought it was white, but I thought the brain fat for everyone was white. God, it's just like so.
You was programmed from birth to believe that you are blacks and whites. You're just a spirit in a body full of the same stinking. Thank you, my friend.
Sorry. We're not going to erase that off the list for a while. That has to stay. That has to stay. Oh, what's this word of the day? 482. Let's see. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is the right place to play this clip. Remind me to come back to that. Remind me to come back to that. I think I played you I don't care. I'm playing this again if I've already played this. Why? Because here we go. This chick in the blue is Jill Biden.
Alba Ruada is a transgender woman who was kicked out of classrooms, barred for sitting for exams, refused job opportunities, subjected to violence, and rejected by her family. But in the face of these challenges, she worked to end violence and discrimination against the LGBTQI plus community in Argentina.
This is like an international. Biden administration gives International Woman of Courage Award to biological male. I want to know who the Asian lady is in the military garb. My goodness.
after women were barred from schools in Afghanistan. In Argentina,
Jeez Louise. Aaron, I saw that. Aaron writes, Sevan, isn't it crazy? Not really crazy that the government recommendations for nutrition leave room for 2 sodas a day. I saw that. I need to reread that. I don't know if that's what they were saying. Were they really saying that? The first time I read it, I'm like, oh no, they're just saying that there's enough calories for 2 sodas a day. I need to read that. I'm not sure what was going on there. If they were trying to push you in that direction, yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. Oh, here we go. 471. Oh, here we go. This is great. This guy's great. I've asked this guy to come on the show and he said yes. I don't know why I haven't been able to follow through with it. If you don't know who this guy is, you should follow this guy. This guy does good stuff. Rubio Fuerte. Rubio, Rubio Fuerte, Fuerte, like strong Rubio. Protect your babies from Nestle. Companies like Nestle will do anything to increase sales. They'll intentionally risk my and your baby's health. Several other companies play similar games. Several other companies. Like all of them. Here we go. Listen to this. This is great. Especially if you have kids or you're going to have kids.
In the 1970s, Nestle went to third world countries to target less educated mothers to get them hooked on their baby formula. Nestle dressed salespeople as nurses, telling mothers that breast milk is less nutritious than formula and scared them into using their product by telling them breast milk harms their babies. They effectively made mothers reliant on their products, which promoted the problem because these women diluted the formula with unsanitary water, which caused thousands of deaths due to contamination. Nestle now solves that problem by controlling the water supply in these countries as well. From my perspective, Nestle is one of the evilest companies in this world, as they evidently won't hesitate to harm your baby for profit. So please stop buying their products, especially baby formula, to protect your child. Let me know your thoughts below. In the
You're crazy. Sorry if you give your kids baby formula. But Sevan, I can't breastfeed. I have to work or I got an infection. I don't care. Like, figure it out. Do something. Have your baby at home. Have a fucking plan. Do your research on what you're going to feed the kid before he's born. You're nuts if you have a kid and you don't breastfeed him. You're nuts if you don't have a kid vaginally. You're nuts if you don't have a kid at home. You're making a mistake. I know you bunch you're going to give it, but we're doing the best we can, blah, blah. Okay, fine. We'll do better. Try harder. Give the kid a fucking absolutely amazing foundation. Pick a chick who wants to squat that shit out in the fucking living room. Be fucking prepared. Go to the birthing class. Feed your kid fucking right. Pull those titties out and let them feed. Yesterday I was in the skate park and some lady rolled in there with 3 kids. One was just latched on her titty. It's like, yeah, go mama. You're crazy to let someone else fucking concoct something in a fucking can and feed it to your baby. It is. I'm telling you, I see all these other kids. It's becoming more and more obvious. It's becoming more and more obvious. Yeah, a year is awesome. A year on the boob is killer. Wow, she pumped for another mom too. Wow. It's crazy. Yeah, you got to get them on those titties. And the mom's got to not drink alcohol or caffeine during that year too. You got to just chill. Just take your oxytocin or whatever. That's why you guys want more babies too. You'll like it. Sevan, I tried it and I hated it. I hated it. It hurts. They teeth. They bite. My nipples were chapped. But Sevi, hey, I'm not hating you if you didn't do it. I'm not hating you if you did have it in the hospital. I'm not hating if you didn't breastfeed. At all. Zero. I don't even, I'm not even judging you. You got everyone. I agree. Everyone has to do the best they can. I'm just telling you, it still is the best way. Yeah. And do not do that. Do not let them do those 400 fucking, I don't know if it's 400. They'll do 20 fucking needle tests on your baby's foot. Do not do any of that stuff in the hospital. Refuse any of that. Those protein tests, refuse any of the immediate injections. Refuse all of that stuff. There's no one needs that. Don't have them lop off the tip of your son's penis. None of that shit. We're not made. We're good. We're good. We're made good. Made good. Just chill. Made good. Everything's fine. You don't think? Can you imagine the trauma? Man. Hey, and don't get all twisted. Like, I was born in a fucking hospital. I think maybe I can't remember if I was C-section or not. I wasn't breastfed. Look at me. I turned out fucking. I'm a little small. I'm a little small. On the small side. Not judging it. It happens. Everyone's doing the best we can. Kinda, not really. No, I take that last part back. Everyone's not doing the best we can. No, we're not doing the best we can. We can do better. Oh, Jordan Peterson. I don't have him on enough, right? More Jordan Peterson clips. He's good. I like him when he gets fired up like this.
A lot of people just want to tolerate it and say this is fine.
Tolerate what? Tolerate what? Castration and double mastectomies for 13-year-olds?
Well, yeah,
no, seriously, man.
Yeah.
That's not tolerance. That's crossed the line. That is not tolerance. That is an inexcusable silence on the part of the majority, the vast majority, who knows this to be wrong in the deepest possible sense. Most of the bloody Nazi propaganda that led to the extermination policies at the beginning of World War II were predicated initially on compassion and tolerance. So this whole, we're being compassionate and tolerant. It's like, no, you're not. You're aiding and abetting the surgical mutilation of minors. That is not compassionate, and it's not tolerant.
A lot of people just want to tolerate it and say this is fine.
Tolerate what? Tolerate what? Castration and
this is my favorite part when he throws his head down.
Double mastectomies for 13-year-olds?
Well, yeah,
no, seriously, man.
No, seriously, man. God, I fucking love it when he does that part. Inexcusable silence about what you know is wrong. Inexcusable. Inexcusable silence. Inexcusable silence. Inexcusable silence. You guys like Jordan Peterson? I always forget how much I like him when I see it. This isn't gonna maybe like oh yeah, this is cool. Look at this. Just there's nothing here. This is just look at this. Just look at the crowd. This is 1930. Just look at this. Look at these. This is our peer group. These are our colleagues on planet Earth. This is humanity. You're gonna see humanity. This is just humanity. Just humanity. I'm gonna get busted for this music. Look at humanity. Look at all the hats, dude. Just like freaking hats. Skinny motherfucker. I bet you those people don't even know how to. I bet you that guy right there can't even snatch 80 pounds. What a pussy. Look at that, dude. Hey, what's crazy too is I guarantee that footage wasn't shot in color. Yeah, it's like kind of in color. Like that shit was colored after. I wonder if that's San Francisco. Is that a cable car back there? I'd do more pull-ups than any of those guys if I wasn't injured. There he is, my buddy. There's my buddy. 12 doses. Dude, he's yelling at the other guy. You hate that bullying. I'm okay with bullying. What are you talking about? Okay with little bullying. I was bullied a little bit. Bullying's cool. I don't think I ever went home and told my mom about the bullies. There were 2 or 3 bullies. It got a little weird. It got a little weird. Kid ripped my necklace off one time. And what's crazy is the bullies were always like my friends, but they would just like snap. You know what I mean? Just like they would be having a bad day, so they just bully you for a day or for a week. Okay, a little bullying builds character, but that wasn't bullying. Bullying. Mr. Watkins late one today. I've been in 2 meetings, lunch, and other shit. You all still here? Still probably more productive than my day. Well, it's always nice to see you. Bullying. Roxanne is wonderful. 5-something Canadian. I think that's not the euro. That's the one in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom money, the sterling. Roxanne is wonderful. You're never going to be braver tomorrow than you are today. That's your favorite Jordan Peterson quote. You're never going to be braver tomorrow than you are today. My kids come home from school saying they were bullied at school. So I showed them what real bullying is. And then they say, never mind, it wasn't that. Oh, that's cool. You just kick them in the stomach or something? You said Jon Stewart was bullying the guy the other day. Don't get hypocrite on me. Okay, I see your point. I think hypocrite's a little strong. I think you mean inconsistent. The irony here, 12 daily doses of stuff, is that the line that he uses has a double meaning. The line that Jordan Peterson uses, if I did agree with you, which I don't full-heartedly do, but he says an inexcusable silence about what you know is wrong. Do you see the double meaning there? Like he's in making a statement about what the problem is in the actual conversation. He's also explaining that he's giving himself a pass while you must stand up. There is a time to do some bullying. Don't kill those fucking Jews. I refuse to let you circle that black man and stomp his face in. Like there's a time you gotta bully those people. You see, and Jordan Peterson was saying that. See how it has a double meaning? It's inexcusable silence about what you know is wrong, and that's not what Jon Stewart was doing. He had run out of room with logic, and he was comparing apples and oranges. So he raised his voice to kind of dick down that guy, as they say in the hood vernacular. Isn't it amazing how fast my brain is? 12 daily doses of stuff. It's like it's not even my own brain. God, you must be rich as fuck. I love the money you give me. Inconsistent is fair. My bad. Are you going out to protest for your buddy later? Hopefully you don't smash anything up. What buddy? What happened? Tell me. I agree. The other guy is wrong. That other guy wasn't even wrong. I don't think that guy was even arguing doses. God, I wish you had a real name. I call you Stuff. What can we name you? Charles. I agree. I don't think that other guy was. I don't even know what that guy was. I don't even know what his point was. I just thought it was an interviewer. I think he was just asking the word tolerate. I think he was just kind of playing the foil. Is that the word? I don't think he was actually had a stance on it. I think he was just playing the foil with for Jordan Peterson. And the guy that Jon Stewart was talking to wasn't wrong. He just wasn't equipped to intellectually handle the violent, the aggressive Jon Stewart. What did someone say to me the other day that was fucking ridiculous? Along those lines. It doesn't have to be your real name. I just want to call you a name so I don't have to say 12 daily doses of stuff. That's all. You feel me, Charles? Brandon Waddell, I picked my kid up, stuck his head in the toilet, and flushed it. Also known as a swirly. Oh yeah, I remember those. Then made him eat and lick soap. I told him what that was being bullied. Then I asked him what was worse, that or the name calling. Fair. It's a healthy lesson. You know what's so that's what it was. I made this joke the other day during the fucking game show about how I wanted the Jew athlete, something Gold Bomb, to do well. And it was a Jew from Mexico. He had a Mexican flag, and I'm Armenian. And was just trying to be funny, right? I don't see a lot of Jew names in CrossFit. Oh, I'm going to back the Jew up. Just like I back up Colton Merton because he's fucking short. Just like I back up Ariel Lowen because she's hot. Like, just whatever. I just back up what I want to back up. And I was just cracking a joke, and I was making light of I was making light of just the fact that the guy was Jewish and that he had a Mexican flag and I was Armenian. I was just trying to be funny. But this guy fucking throws it in my fucking face on my Instagram, because I on my Instagram, I had posted like, hey, look, this girl just wants black people to win the Academy Awards or the Oscars or the Grammys or whatever she was doing. And then basically and then the commentator who then commentated on the fact that she was saying that was saying, hey, don't start acting like a racist and don't start acting like a fucking idiot just because they told you can. Just because Massa on the plantation owner said you can. And I think that's what she was doing. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a nuance there that I almost feel retarded having to explain to people. And there's a big difference also between skin color. Well, I don't know if a big difference. There's also a difference between skin color, ethnicity, nationality, religion. There's all sorts of funny nuances. But he was throwing it in my face. Well, you did it. You were racist by saying that you want to support a Jew, dude. Listen, motherfucker, if there was a fucking guy from fucking Nigeria who was fucking in the top 10 CrossFit Games, I'd get up all on his shit too. I'd be fucking like, holy fuck. This country has one gym and they send in a dude to the games. I'm not defending Africa because it's black or because I've not getting spots to the CrossFit Games because I fucking care about color or racism or any of that shit. I'm doing it because it's fucking funny. I'm doing it because it's fucking ridiculous that this company that fucking said that with all these fucking woke idiots like Dan Bailey, Katrin Davids-Doder, Danny Spiegel, like they write all this virtue signaling shit. And then you got the fucking real, like CrossFit has a program set up in place that people from Africa can't make it to the games. I personally don't care. You have to know that, the distinction between that. It's just all intellectual fun to me. Because I don't have any of those problems myself. I don't give a fuck. I don't have those problems myself. It's just something I'm playing with in the world and having fun with. I don't have that. I don't have any of those issues. Oh my God, dude. Woke is a joke. It's complete fucking victim douchebag. Yeah, I know. Oh, it gets even deeper than that. Here's the thing, though. The only reason why I know that is, like I've said before, I saw people flinch. Saw the dude walk in the room with the gun, and I saw what everyone does. I know. I got to see it. Oh, it makes my skin crawl a little bit. The difference is when Gold Bomb doesn't win the games, you're not going to blame a systemic bias. Oh, you wait. They found his menorah in his suitcase and they turned him back at the border. I have a menorah here. This is in case I have any Jews on. I like to make people feel at home. If I ever have Gold Bomb on, I'll put this. My wife is Jewish. I wanted to name the three Plain brothers. Thank you, Casey, by the way. That was astute observation and intellectual, what's it called? Anyway, it was good. I wanted to name the three Plain brothers the three wise men, and I wanted their like picture to be like make them look like three Jews, the three Jewish wise men, their logo. And my wife didn't want it because, she's raised as an LA Jew and they're raised that everyone hates them. And like, I don't have any of that in me. I've never seen, I don't know. The only thing I have ever seen about anti-Semitism in my lifetime is that people say that it exists, but I've never witnessed it at all. Zero, not even a tiny bit, not on a TV show, nothing. I don't believe any of it. It's just that it exists. So we have to worry about the anti-Semitic, blah, blah, blah. And like, dude, like I said one time, I was selling a fucking motorcycle to a guy and he said, "Are you trying to Jew me down?" And he was from, like, he doesn't even know what he's saying. He doesn't even know what he's saying. And when that banker lady said that they don't lend to Armenians, I was like, yeah, I'm not like, she's not like we fucking hate Armenians. She's like, yeah, we've lent money to fucking 10,000 Armenians and only 2 of them paid us back. That's what, I just go there. I'm not like they're racist. Dan is a trigger for Sevan. Where's Dan? Let me find Dan. What the fuck Dan Bailey. No, he's not. He's not. Do you know what he is to me? He's something that I feel like I should, it's a wound I should, wound might be too strong. I have woke friends. I don't care that he's woke. I care the fact of just how what went down, how like, I'm not mean to all my woke friends. There's woke people that I fucking protect. The same way you guys want me to find Jesus and protect me. There's woke friends that I have that I hope that they wake up. How's that? Ooh. How's that? Fucking people that I love that are woke. And I don't wish any ill will on any of those people either. Like when I see that Caitlyn fucking lives in Idaho and that she got her access to compete at the games here and that her body looks better than ever, like I'm happy for her. I'm trying to think if there's anyone. I never wish ill will on people. I get excited for people who are doing well. I want people to flourish. I think people who are doing well and who are happy or they add value to society. Sevan, what's your deal with Dan? I've told it a fucking 1,000 times. What are you talking about? Spill it. Ask someone in the comments. Holy shit, the show's still going. It's not even 3 hours yet. I still have motorcycles. I have 4 motorcycles. No, I don't ride. I wish I would sell them. I want to sell them so bad. Oh, yeah. This is Charles. I agree with you 100%. The guy said you were trying to Jew me down and you think he didn't know what he was talking about. Yes, that is what I'm saying. I will say he's a moron for saying that to someone he didn't know. Isn't that interesting that you say someone he didn't know? Because it is okay to be a little racist around people you know. I agree with you 100%. For comedic sake, try out your new shit. But you're right. He is for sure a moron. He is for sure a moron for saying that. Yeah. That's why I stopped calling things gay. Or I don't use the word faggot. Like I may have used that like in the 8th grade. That guy's a faggot. I would never do that anymore. Or someone rides to school on a bike that looks dumb. I might have in the 8th grade been like, that bike's gay. I'd never do that anymore. Because basically all you're doing is bashing gay people. And I'm not doing that. I'm not bashing anyone for the sake of bashing them. They're not hurting people. Yeah, I agree. He's complete moron. You're right. And that motherfucker Jewed me down. He got a great deal. He accused me of Jewing him down. He Jewed me down. How was that? Miss Odier, now would be a good time to I don't know, whatever you do in the UAE, go outside, check the baklava, go outside and take your sheets off the clothesline. Because we're going to talk a little Pfizer talk here. I don't know if we're going to talk about Pfizer, but we're going to visit our friend Dr. Fauci. Yeah, no, you Jewed me first. Yeah. He was the king of Jews. That's kind of a compliment, right? Fuck no, Mr. Blake Smith. Are you going to the games here? I don't know. I never know what I'm going to do. But I can't imagine it. I have no desire. Unless Rich wants me to go. Okay. Here we go. Listen to this. This is I think what this is this is the mayor of DC and Fauci walking the streets of DC, and I think they actually have injections with them, and they're offering up the injections to people.
People in America are not settled with the information that's been given to us right now. So I'm not going to be lining up taking a shot on a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place. And then you all create a shot in miraculous time. It takes years to create vaccination.
Well, it used to take years.
Okay, it used to.
You know how many years were invested in this approach? About 20 years of science to get us to be able to do it.
20 years is not enough. And 9 months is definitely not enough for nobody to be taking no vaccination that you all came up with.
The only reason I'm talking to
Great point. So I don't know who wins the first argument. The argument is he says, hey, you made the vaccine too fast. And Fauci's saying, I'm reading into it, but to give Fauci the benefit of the doubt, he's saying, hey, look, there's 20 years of research into the mRNA deployment mRNA technology being used to deploy a medication that could heal people, right? And that was where they tricked us with the definition of vaccine. But let's give Fauci the benefit of the doubt that they've been working on this method of mRNA as a cure for 20 years, and that they could deploy it safely. Let's say the mRNA, the big picture. Okay. But then this motherfucker says on the stoop, he says, but 9 months isn't long enough for the 9 months you take to make this vaccine. And there's no pushback there. Of course, there's 9 months isn't fucking enough. We need to see like 20,000 people take this, and we need to sit back and just watch them for 5 years. He has no comeback for that. There's tons of videos out there of Fauci saying that this process that he's been involved in the past has killed people. He admits to the fact that there were things that they tried with AIDS that hurt people, that killed people. No, I cannot distinguish. That is a fucking Stephen Flores. I cannot distinguish the difference between immunization and vaccine. I'd have to look the words up. But I know what a vaccine is versus an mRNA, and it's completely different. Not the word protocol. It's a whole different mechanism in the early parts of what it takes for your immunization. And this is getting way off subject here, but this whole thing ignored that the true part of our immune system, which is the fucking first responders of our immune system, which are like the NK cells and all that shit. And the reason why it's fucking ignored is because pharma can't do shit in that space. But on top of that, obese people and people who consume sugar don't have an active functioning first line of defense. It's all fucked up. Here we go.
to you right now, as close as we are.
Now she's the mayor saying the only reason why I'm talking to you right now is because I'm vaccinated. This is just retard talk, just emotional appeal. This means nothing. This is just nothing.
Is that I've been vaccinated.
Right.
But if it allows thousands of people like you don't get
Listen, bitch, the only reason why Fauci feels comfortable in that neighborhood is because he's surrounded by 15 people with melanated skin. How about saying that?
vaccinated, you're going to let this virus continue to percolate in this country and in this world.
Something like the common flu then, right?
And not like
much
the
more
common
serious. Now listen to this. He equates the COVID to the common flu. Now listen to this crazy shit that Fauci says. Remember that there's not a valid test for COVID. There was never agreed upon a test that like confirms like we can't agree on what a woman is in this country. They never agreed on like, hey, these 4 things are what you do to test for COVID, and this lets you decide whether the person has COVID or not. They kept moving the goalpost on that. Same thing they did with polio, by the way. I told you guys that a few days ago. The day the vaccine came out for polio, they changed. It used to be you had to have symptoms for 24 hours, and then they would say you have polio. When the vaccine came out, they said you had to have the symptoms for 60 days before they would acknowledge that you had polio, thus causing a precipitous decline in the number of diagnoses, which made it automatically look like the vaccine was working. Automatically. As they did the same shit with COVID. This guy's calling them out on it. Watch this shit.
Than the flu.
Well, the flu kills a lot of people annually too.
You know how many people died of the flu the last year? I mean, not this year, virtually none, but the
Do you know how many people died of the flu last year? Well, I mean, the year before, because actually no one died last year. How the fuck did that happen?
previous year, about 20 to 30,000. You know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the United States? 600,000 Americans.
Okay, so listen, he's saying that even if what he's saying is right, let's say no one died of the flu last year for some reason, they miraculously didn't die. But then the year before, 20 or 30,000 died from the flu, but now 600,000 died from COVID. I want you to know, you guys can Google Alameda County, and they reduced the number of their COVID deaths by 50%. They just erased it off the books recently because they said it was wrong. And I'd like to know the age of those people who died of COVID compared to the people who died of the flu. And I'd like to know their vaccine rates. I mean, it's just empty talk.
Well,
no context, no relativity.
The number that.
Oh, listen to this. I'm sorry, Charles. Is that why? No one died of the flu the year before because everyone was wearing a mask. God, I hope that's sarcasm.
You all giving that died. That's once again, that's you all's number.
You gonna pass?
Yeah, definitely. Because when you start talking about paying people to get vaccinated, when you start talking about incentivizing things to get people vaccinated, there's something else going on with.
Yeah, when you start talking about incentivizing people to get vaccinated, something's going on.
That. Something else going on.
It is something going on. With
something else.
You're right, but I'm glad millions of people like me and most everybody here didn't get an incentive. You know what their incentive was? Protecting their health and protecting the city. But that's, I won't keep you anymore.
It's okay, because my incentive, y'all campaign is about fear. It's about inciting fear in people. You all attack people with fear. That's what this pandemic is. It's a fear. It's fear, this pandemic. That's all it is.
As he rubs his hands with benzene. This, Charles, this is fascinating. So check it out, people. Here it is. Because some of us live in a bubble and we don't even know people like this exist. So we should thank Charles. It says, so the only year in history where the entire world was wearing masks, nobody got the flu. And you think that's a weird coincidence? Yeah, she was passive aggressive. Charles, you are confusing correlates for causation. It's super duper common. It is extremely common. It's basically how they manipulate the masses. Buddy. Wowzers, buddy. Wowzers. That was Inspector Gadget. Did he do wowzers? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. It would be cool if he was doing it just for the rise. I hope so. And then I would ask you... Wayne Gretzky. Charles... There was a weird coincidence, but that isn't it. I'll never understand the fear thing. Like, do people actually think the government is in a room somewhere saying, how can we scare everyone? Let's fuck everything up. I agree with you. I don't understand the fear thing or the power thing. I agree with you 100% there. I agree with you 100%. I don't understand if they think that there is... I think those people like believe in like the Illuminati and the cabal, and they put these like weird groups on there to help try to understand the mechanism of just Sousa had a good word for it. We need to have him on. But just an aligning of agendas. Caller, hi. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Sevan. Just to, I know he's probably doing it just to get a rise out of you, but Charles, 12 doses, go to fuck that dude is.
Charles.
Charles, yeah. If you have never worked for the government, worked on a government contract, been around any kind of how government works, then you would never understand that, yes, they do want you in fear. Because fear is a very easy way to control people and to get them to do whatever you want them to do and to get them to give you as much money as they have and go, please, Mr. Government Man, please help me. It's fucking insane. And that's what we saw for 2.5, almost 3 fucking years.
But hey, dude, like, let me, sorry to interrupt. Let me just throw this out there. So there was there was that Asian lady who went on CNN. I can't remember her role. She was like head of the FDA or something. She talked like a robot. It was kind of scary. I forget her name. Not the Walensky, not the pretty Greek lady. This was like a pretty Asian lady. And basically what she was saying is like, hey, all the governors of all the states need to know, do not open up anything. You have the only leverage we have against society to get the vaccine. She openly said this on CNN, is to make sure that they can't go to sporting events. They can't go to restaurants. They can't get jobs. She's like, we have to keep all of that up to leverage people, to leverage this carrot in front of them so that they'll get the vaccine.
Correct.
She openly said that. And when she openly says that, I think she openly believes that the vaccine would have saved society. Like she openly believed that.
She said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, right. Thank you. But do you think that they're like, if they are using fear, don't you think like they're using fear, not like CNN was using fear to get ratings, and ratings meant you could charge more for commercial time, which means more money.
Right.
Right. So in that way, I guess I believe you. Are me and you on the same page? I'm trying to like bridge this gap of trying to understand what exactly you're saying. Like, I don't think go ahead.
The government wants you scared so that you listen, so that you do as you're told, so that you get back in line, so that you, when eventually.
Why do they want that? Why would people in the government want that? So that they can get reelected? They can be like, look, the streets are clean and everyone's happy.
It's very easy for them to get reelected. So that it's very easy for them to control elections. So that it's very easy for them to just put this word out, and then everybody just falls in line and work. Of course they have your best interest at heart. Why wouldn't they have your best interest at heart? Look what they're trying to do. They're trying to make, they're trying to make it so that everybody can live and everybody can be happy, and everybody can live in a utopian society that does not fucking exist.
Right. Well, yeah, that more people need to hear that. Like, yo, dude, the utopian society doesn't exist. Like, we're fucking animals here. Like, we're just trying to make the best we can.
That's it. You are born and bred to fuck, fight, and keep going.
Ooh, I like that. I mean, fuck, fight, and keep going.
Yeah. 100%. That's all. Any human being is programmed to do, is to procreate, so reproduce, get as much shit as you can, which normally involves fighting, right? Because you're either going to fight for what you have, or you're going to fight for what you want, and to just keep going and keep repeating the same thing over and over again. So that's why it's utopian society where everybody gets nice and everybody lives like a commune will never fucking exist, because at some point, some jackass is going to be like, that dude has more fucking apples than I do, and I want his fucking apples. Human nature.
Ronnie Eaton, Sevan, how are you not connecting fear with control? This isn't even a conspiratorial idea. It's basic human nature. No, I agree with you. I don't imagine someone saying those words, fear and control, don't do enough for me. They're like placeholders of a greater explanation that I need, is what I'm saying to this guy, Ronnie. I wasn't talking to you, by the way. I was reading a comment and I was responding. Go ahead.
I read it too. And I think you're right. I don't think anybody says out loud, we're going to scare the fuck out of these people, and that's going to keep them in control. But what they do is they do what they think is best, and I'm using air quotes here that you can't see.
What they do is they think it's best for the people that will ultimately get them to what they want, which is more power and more money and more control. Yes, thank you. That was my effort.
Yeah. Hey, it's kind of like that with my kids. Like, I need to control them. But the reason I need to control them is not for the sake of control.
No.
Then I need to control them so that they don't get hit by cars and because so that I can keep taking them places and so that they because if you don't, it's like a dog. If you don't have control over your dog, you can't take him anywhere. He just has to stay at home. But once you can control your dog, you can really enrich their lives. I have such great control over my kids, I can really, really enrich their lives. Like, I can do a lot of shit with them that other people can't do with their kids. Nuances, all sorts of fun things. And I can make them extremely, extremely, it's like a weapon, right? Like, if you can control a tank, you're fucking deadly. If you can't control a tank, you're a fucking menace. If
you're a kid in a candy store.
Yeah. So yeah, so when people just say control, I just start getting like this like nefarious like doomsday shit, and I just don't like it. I don't like it's just too empty for me.
Well, it's a scary fucking thought.
Yeah, maybe that's
because what are they going to do once they have control over you?
Right.
Because you know what you're doing. The difference between what you do with the kids and what I do with my kids, and trying to guide them and trying to make them better and whatnot. By your level of control, is that at some point you're going to give it up because you have done your job, and now they are good people, and they can go out and do the same things that you did for them. The difference is that the government doesn't give a fuck about that. Right. They're interested in the first part, so that you keep listening and you keep doing and you keep working and you keep putting into their coffers, basically. I mean, go look at the what Nancy Pelosi's fucking net worth is. You think she got that because she gives a shit about the people?
Yeah, it went from like 20 million to 170 million while she was in office.
Yeah. And the majority of them are like that. They don't call that place a swamp for no fucking reason.
Where are you from?
South Louisiana. God, I am dead smack in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
God, you have a great voice, isn't it? Hey, did you understand that Kyle today who called from Scotland? How did you do with his voice?
I missed it. I clicked on just as he was getting off. Work, as it turns out, got in the way.
I'm sorry that you have to do that. All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling. Calling anytime.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Extra sloppy. To be afraid of things they'll protect you from. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying to create the boogie monster over here, but don't worry, we'll protect you. Just come hide under here and do as we tell you. That's fair. This is interesting. This says, don't go to, I wrote, don't go to this account. This is the only good post from this account. Yeah, don't go to this account. This account is ridiculous. But someone sent me this, and you know what's funny? Someone sent me this, and I didn't put it in my I didn't put it in to show you. I'm like, no, I'm not showing this. You probably don't you probably don't want to leave quite yet, Heidi. You probably want to see this. This is one of the ones this is one of those things that I'm going to show you guys that you'll remember for a little while. It'll stick with you. This is going to stick with some of you a little bit. Someone sent this to me, and I'm like, I shouldn't show this. This is just over the top. And then someone else sent it to me, or no, you know what I did? Someone sent it to me, and then I didn't show it, and then they sent me something else, and then I saw it still in the messages. I think what it was. It's like, all right, fine. This is but I'm telling you, some of you are going to think that you want to go to this account and look at more of their shit. You don't. I spent about 5 or 10 minutes, and I spent about 5 or 10 minutes on this account, and it's not good. I did not enjoy it. I'm not saying I hated it, but I didn't enjoy it. This one needs audio. This is really, audio is such an important part of Such an important part. Sean Lenderman, I miss the days before kids and going all day. Now it's like, oh shit, they just went outside. We have 8 minutes. I never enjoyed going all day. I don't even know what I don't know if I enjoy going all day. I've never gone all day. Okay, here we go.
I just need to kind of rest them.
That audio is crazy.
Hey.
Look how she grabs them.
I just need
Not
to
this
kind of
time, but
rest
watch
them.
the next time when she grabs them. It's like there's a special way of grabbing them, like the way you grab a puppy's. Like who grabs something like that?
Hey.
What?
I just need to kind of rest them.
My goodness. Like I said, don't. That's it. That's it. No, that's it. No more. Just stop there. You're good. It's fine. Look at Heidi. That's not even hot. Stop, Heidi. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. Just chill. Thanks for warning, Sevan. I'm on my work computer. You're welcome. I hope that was a Oh, you guys are such judgmental assholes. That's too big. God, you're just do not go to that account. And I'm not saying that like trying to convince you to go to it. I really mean that. Okay. Oh, 3 hours. Oh, there's so much fun stuff. I feel so much better with today's show than yesterday's show. Yesterday's show was fucking bummed that I didn't have my notes. I still a little bummed this morning when I woke up. What is this? Oh, I'll show you one more thing. Damn, 3 hours and 6 minutes. This says, what was my, my guy is straight flexing. Don't forget to like and follow. Everyone always says that. Don't forget to. Oh, okay. Let's see what this is. This is like a guy looks like. Oh, yeah. Fuck. I should save this for tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe this is good to balance. Boobs are awesome. Thank you, David. Jeez Louise. Finally. Thank you. I guess this balances out the last clip. If you're at a work computer, you may want to tilt the screen down for this one too. Look at this. Boom. Boom. Oh, dude. Alrighty, guys. Just another day on the Sevan Podcast. It's over. Dick Butter, those boobs are fucking gross, dude. No, that. Why is he single? That's like Sevan with the 80-pound dumbbell on his long johns. I agree. Hog Nation. The thing is it makes me like without that, who cares if you don't have a nice body, then your hog means nothing. Unfortunately, in my closed-minded, like that's where I differ. Someone was saying like, the other day I was talking about the healing property of boobs, and I think just all boobs are great. And someone said, well, unless they're on a fat girl. I'm like, what are you talking about? Those boobs are even better on a fat girl. But for some reason, like boobs are just good wherever, I think. But hogs aren't like that. Hogs need to be attached to you could be ugly. You could be ugly. You could be all sorts of stuff. But yeah, compare the soccer guy with the guy who did jump rope. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the guy who did the jump rope, like he was a magnificent specimen. This other guy's just fucking. He just reminds you of like that elephant or that camel at the zoo that you're supposed to ride, and it's taking a piss and its dick's like dragging on the ground. All right. This evening we're supposed to have the Frisbee show with Brian Friend. We were supposed to have it last night, and Brian was a little under the weather. That's why he didn't make the show the other day with Grunler. By the way, that show was massive. The show that Grunler and Halpin and Hiller and I did. That was like one of the biggest live shows we've ever done. Had like 4,500 people by the end. But hopefully Brian will come on tonight. We'll talk a little bit about Frisbee. We'll recover the third week. We'll be covering the Austin Open. Last week we told you was the most competitive event in the history of Frisbee golf, but this week ended up being more competitive. And what I mean by more competitive is as you got into the final holes, there were more guys who were in striking distance of winning that tournament than ever before in the history of the sport, I think. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. I'm actually getting into it a little bit. 3 weeks in of watching this shit, and I'm getting into it. And then today we were supposed to do a CrossFit show, like a final trolling the leaderboard for the quarterfinals, but we're going to push that. We're pushing that till Wednesday night, I think. So that's that. Oh, no. I don't know if we're pushing that to Wednesday night because we're supposed to have Danielle Brandon on Wednesday night. I don't know what's happening. But I have no guests lined up. I have one guest. I think I have like 2 guests lined up. I think I have Brian Shontosh coming on again and Josh Bridges. And then I want to try to get Rich Froning after the quarterfinals. But like I've just been like twiddling my thumbs on guests. I don't know what's going on. I think the show's kind of taken a little bit of a turn or something. Yeah, Shooter McGavin, as you got to the final holes, there were more guys. Yes. I'll be on this evening. Don't worry, Charles. Oh, I don't want to conflate the Frisbee show with the CrossFit show, Mr. McCockiner. Magnus Holmgren, Josh is not a guest. He's family. Blake Smith, if you need a cameraman for the games, let me know. We have second row seats. Fuck yeah. I for sure do. You with your iPhone? You need a iPhone and an extra battery and my personal phone number. I'd love that. Oh, yeah, sorry. Charles, tonight's show is canceled. And all of next week's shows are canceled. But we'll see you in a few weeks, buddy. Okay. No, just joking. You're always welcome. Do not cancel Devesh Maharaj, the hammer. Dawn, do not cancel the Danielle Brandon show. If you do, I'll take another 15 years to get her back on if she even shows up. No, she was just on like a month ago, wasn't she? We had a great talk. Remember I called her the other day, flexing my muscles, and she fucking answered? We're going to fucking roll with Danielle Brandon. And we're going to do that giveaway, the toe spacer giveaway. Don't forget about that. Someone is going to win second place and get to put the toe spacers on her. And someone's going to win first place and you get to take the toe spacers off of her. It's going to be fucking, and it's a transferable prize. So you could put it on eBay if you wanted. I'll take all the cameramen I can. All right, guys.